Not till we start the broadcast, man. It's close enough. Give us a look, man. He doesn't know.
Since 2018, the Lindale Football Eagles have graced their school and community with 4 straight visits to the postseason, which includes their first ever trip to the 4A state championship game in Arlington just 2 years ago, averaging almost 10 wins a year in the same span. This year's Eagles are riding behind one of the most experienced and strongest offensive lines in the state, expecting to protect one of the deepest collection of running backs in District 9 4A. Along with a heavy dose of defensive weapons and D-line play stoppers from a year ago, the 2022 Lindale Eagles have loaded themselves with high expectations and a will to attack each week head-on. OnTheCall.net presents the 2022 Lindale Eagles and District 9 4A High School Football. Tonight's game broadcast is made possible by the generosity and outstanding community support from Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment. For tires, brakes, alignment, and accessories, don't put your safety at risk. Beeler Roofing, residential and commercial roofing and repairs for over 40 years. Office Barn, celebrating 22 years as East Texas' only new and used office furniture superstore. Marucci Elite East Texas, coaching up thousands of baseball and softball athletes of all ages to the next level. Frieden Enterprises and Ironworks Freelance Web Design, making it simple for customers to know you. Rose City Air, honestly educating their customers on the most efficient way to maintain their HVAC systems. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, serving the highest quality barbecue with backyard hospitality. Come for the food, stay for the experience. Eagle Chiropractic, Dr. Shane Allen, making you stronger every day by adding years to life and life to years. Doc Deason, Real Edge Real Estate, creating new home dreams for families for over 17 years. And Root Construction, providing custom construction solutions through integrity-based principles and follow-through. Let's head down to the Root Construction press box for tonight's broadcast with Kenny Smith, Coach Alan Phillips, and Stuart Campion.
Well, we had to go a little bit south a week ago with the victory in the bi-district championship game as the Lindale Eagles hit on all cylinders a week ago in a victory over Vider and a football game that they were incredibly confident and came out in gangbusters. Onside kick, Seth Baggett was absolutely flawless the whole game, did his job, as did the defense in numerous fourth down stops, and the offense led by Clint Thurman was spectacular as they pulled out a few stops last week we had not seen in a few weeks, but that is how they get here. We headed a little bit to the southwest as we're coming to you live from Georgetown, Texas tonight. Lindale Eagles are taking on the exporters of Brazosport. Round 2, area round championship up for grabs, and it looks as though Coach Chris Cochran is very happy with
where his football team is right now. We'll take a timeout. Pre-game continues from the Root Construction press box. Coming up next from Bernard Birkelbach Field in Georgetown, Texas, when we come back. You're listening to Lindale Eagle Football with OnTheCall.net.
If you're looking to advance and improve your baseball or softball skills and overall game with the hopes of moving on to the next level, Marucci Elite East Texas is the premier select organization to do just that. Hi folks, I'm Derek Kraft, current minor league pitcher for the New York Yankees and coach for Marucci Elite. Head coaches Mike Holichuk and Jeff Casey take over 35 years of coaching experience to the field each year, showcasing East Texas' finest baseball and softball talent. Marucci Elite East Texas has proven itself to be the best at directly focusing on player development and the recruitment of its athletes. You can follow them anytime and learn more about Marucci Elite East Texas through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at METXETX. That's METXETX for Marucci Elite East Texas.
Well, I'm going to have to get used to saying this, and Bernard Birkelbach Field is where we're at tonight, and talking to Chris Cochran pregame, and let's start first of all with
with the victory last week against Vidor, there was so much recent history with that ball game, Chris, not only against Vidor, but also at that field itself with the playoffs during the state run. But the one thing that stood out so well for Alan and I, the confidence that you guys showed from kickoff. I know you go through preparation for the week. Was that a coaching philosophy during that week, or did y'all just feel so ready to play and you hit on all cylinders early in that ball game and the guys just took off with that momentum?
Yeah, it was exactly what you just said. There was a ton of confidence there. I think, looking back at it, I really believe that it boils down to the bye week. We had 2 weeks to prepare for them, especially defensively. We looked at them a lot. And as I told you last week, in 2020, we had about 2.5 days to prepare for the slot T. This past week, we had 6 full practices and basically 2 weekends as coaches to look at them, and I mean, it was like almost 14 days where we got to focus on them to go along with, our offense just doing what they do and planning to, based on our personnel versus their personnel and exploiting some things that we found in them, I guess. And then the key, I think, as far as what you said, the word confidence or the aggressive, the way we came out of the blocks fast. Yeah. And I think that a lot of that had to do with like our aggressive nature in kickoff, in our new kickoff formation. We practiced it for 2 weeks, and it was planned like that. When I started seeing that that there was a chance we were going to play Vidor, I wanted to save that for them because of the way that they play offense. They're going to keep the ball away from you and all that. Well, we're going to take our chance, and we're going to get one of the 2 first onside kicks. We wanted to get both of them. But the goal is, let's not kick it deep and let them drive 75 yards if they're going to drive the ball, which they're good at what they do. That's nothing against our defense. It's just giving our opponents credit. Like, they're good at what they do. So instead of letting them drive it 75, if they're going to drive it, let them drive it 45, or 50, after an onside kick. And so that was our plan. But our plan was to go get the ball, and create momentum. He did surprise me when he deferred. I did not expect him to do that. But, again, sometimes that's what happens in life. That's what happens in football. You kind of have some unexpected turns, and our offense, made them pay right off the bat, set the tone. And then, of course, the big-time fumble recovery by Jake Kerbo on the 1-yard line. That's a big deal. A long answer here, but like the key to that was the play, I believe, right before it. It was like a 30-yard run down their sideline. Ryan Stanton knocks the guy out of bounds at the 2, and that's that kind of stuff that just goes a long way, as far as us winning a game and the way we want it, because if he doesn't make that tackle, it's 7-7, and we might be in for a little bit more of a shootout. Yeah. So it was a good start, yes, and I'm proud of the kids and really proud of our coaches because they got them prepared to play.
Well, I think we all learned a lot about the philosophy with that offense and the example you guys showed with ball control from their end. They went on some long drives, and they answered a couple of touchdown runs, but it took them 6, 7, 8 minutes off of the clock to do that. You guys built a pretty good lead, and it was the pad you really needed going in that second half.
That's exactly right. And we said, hey, if we can get up 2 scores, we're not going to onside kick it. And then so you look up, and it's 21-0, and that's when we felt like, okay, now we can make them drive the field because of what you just said. Okay, if we're going to make you pay, we're going to make you earn it, I guess is the best way to say it. Defensively, I thought our kids played well and just kept chipping away. They're going to get theirs, but also at the same time, it's going to take 8 minutes off the clock, and you don't have that as on Vidor's side, you don't have that time to spare when you're down by 3 touchdowns because we really felt like our offense was going to keep scoring, and they did that, and so it was a big time team effort. Just all 3 phases of the game were really, really good.
Okay, well, some of the young guys you brought up in the last few weeks, Jackson Davenport, Chad Ward made contributions. Aiden Mornell has gone out of his mind since he decided to start playing varsity ball. Talk about their contributions and kind of how they've been able to work their way into now being substantive contributions throughout the week.
Yeah, it's a fun thing when that happens as a coach. You want that JV year to pay off for them. Some of them being juniors, some of them being sophomores, and actually Caleb Walker being a freshman. But you want them to be able, on JV, a lot of times they're getting to play both ways. I mean, this is a huge year. They don't realize it, but it's a big year for them. And so you want them to be able to play JV that whole time. And then because of all that time that they put in and practicing, they practice against varsity every single day. And so because of that and that iron sharpening iron, now all of a sudden you look up and you're in week 14, with fall camp being four weeks, and then you've got a 10-week season. You look up and I'm a whole lot better as a football player than I was when I started, and now I can actually contribute. And so that's the fun part as a coach, being able to see that. And you look out there, and Chad Ward, like you said, like he's getting the jet sweep, and I think his first run was like a 14-yard run, and that's awesome for him. That goes a long way for that young man for the next 2 years. Just confidence going into the next year.
Yeah.
But to play as a sophomore, Casey Poe did it as a freshman. During the playoffs. Caleb Walker as a freshman right now, he got 5 or 6 snaps. Aiden Warnell, you brought him up. He's our defensive player of the week last week, 14 tackles. And I don't want to compare a kid, you never want to put that on them. But when we played Vidor in 2020, Eric Williams, as a senior, had 18 or 19 tackles, and he played almost identical position. I mean, we did a lot of the same stuff. So, 14 tackles, and then my favorite play that Aiden made the other night was the 4th down pass breakup. When he stroked the guy and knocked the ball loose. And we get to sprint off the field and celebrate that we've forced another 4th down stop. So that was a big deal, and he just plays with a ton of confidence and never says a word. He's quiet as a mouse.
Okay, well, set us up for this ball game tonight. It's a different feel. I don't remember any recent history where we've been playing a football game in Georgetown and playing against Brazosport. We'd have to go back to Judge Cowart and find out if these two teams have ever played each other. But look at this matchup on paper. It's almost a 2-man show for this football team for Brazosport. But they've got some very effective runners. This kid playing quarterback has decent numbers throwing the football too, so they've got a decent combination package. But what have you seen on film right now that you got to attack with Brazosport?
We have to tackle him. We've got to be able to, in space, he will make you look silly if you're not careful. He's one of the best athletes we'll face all year, and that's not exaggerated. There's a reason that he actually just decommitted from Utah, but there's a reason that he's a Division I safety. He's got offers from TCU, Texas Tech, and he is going to play safety at the next level. But, man, I mean, he makes it happen at quarterback. Like you said, his numbers are pretty good. And he's got some really good guys around him to get the ball to. I think one of the best things they do offensively is him scrambling and his receivers getting open, and they are literally playing backyard football. I'm not saying the offense is set up like that. They're very well coached, a ton of formations, and do some really good stuff as far as in the run game or the pass game. But my man sometimes just tucks it and creates, and that's scary. That's when we start not panicking as coaches, but you're like, okay, let's get him down. Let's make sure, let's stay in front of him, because he's electric. And like I said, he's got some really good receivers around him. And then the running back, number 2, is explosive. I mean, again, another one of those guys that, one of the best we'll face this year, ranks up there with the with the Gilmer guys, with the Chapel Hill guys, Kilgore, that type of level. So we've got to do a good job winning the battle up front. I think we can do that, but we've got to tackle in space. And on the offensive side of the ball, their D-line, their two tackles, their 2-4 techniques are they're really good. They cause problems. They create chaos for offensive lines. They're an odd front. So those two, they play really hard too. So 95 and 53. I'm bad with names, but I got numbers.
Yeah.
And then of course we got to know. Clint will always need to know where the quarterback is, or where the safety, the quarterback playing safety.
Yeah.
He's going to be on the field a lot, but Clint's always got to know where he's at. And honestly, just do our best to keep the ball away from him and look him off, and because we still got to throw the football, and
Sure.
I believe that we can, and we're excited about it, and it's fun to play, in a playoff football game, second round. So that's a good deal.
Is there a strength right now that's overwhelming for you guys? It seems like every week there's been something else that's been a standout. Special teams was pretty standout this past week. They stood out because some of the plays they made were significant in the outcome of the game. Is there a specific strength? You've gone through so many running backs and so many people carrying the football, but consistently you've had contributors at that position. Yes. Clint obviously has matured so much week after week, quarterback. But is there one thing that Lindale Eagles for 2022 does really well right now?
I would like to say, and this is probably a boring answer, but I feel like playing team football that complements each other, and offensively you can obviously say running stretch. That's what we do. We're going to run it as many times as we can out of as many different formations, and like you just said, give it to as many different people. So that would be my answer. But when we're at our best, we're playing football that complements each other, and what I'm proud of, the last 3 games, we placed such an emphasis early on in the season on taking the ball away, taking care of the ball. We did not do a very good job of taking it away early for the first 6 games probably.
Yeah.
So if you look at our turnover ratio, it's not great overall. I think we were -3 going into last week. I choose to let that go because it's about playing our best football now, which is, again, what I think that we're doing because we're playing together. We're complementing each other. So over the last 3 weeks, we forced 6 and only given up 1. Which I've told our guys, that's what you want. This is when you want it to happen. It doesn't do any good to do that against Pine Tree and Van and Gilmer. No offense to them.
Sure.
Those don't matter. We're trying to earn another week at this point. So I think just playing really good football and being unified, being a brotherhood and playing for each other, that's really what it boils down to.
And that says a lot about what you have mentioned 100 times, and Alan has mentioned in the press box too. He loves the fact there's no superstars on this football team. Everybody is okay with everybody getting just a little bit.
That's exactly right. They love each other, and I think, I know. I could very easily say Clint Thurman makes us go. He doesn't want me to say that.
Yeah.
But that's what makes us go, is the fact that he doesn't want anybody talking about him.
Sure.
And, you're going to take on the personality of, I've said this all year, you're going to take it on personality of your quarterback and your coaching staff. Yeah. And I think that's who we are. It's selfless dudes that, are going to grind it out and be gritty and tough and find a way to win the game. We don't care how it's done. Let's just get the job done, And so that makes me proud. I think that's who we are right now. I hope that tonight that will be, that there will be more proof of that at the end when the clock hits 0.
Well, how cool is it to know that this team specifically has lived up to that motto of all in. Everybody seems to be all in.
That's exactly right. It takes time, and you grow as the season goes on. That's what you want. You don't want to peak early. You don't want to be so juiced up in those non-district games, because we've all seen that, where a team starts, 4-0, 5-0, and then all of a sudden everybody's looking around like, what happened? That's never been our concern. It's always about growth, and not just growth as a football player, but growth as a team. You know, you want your leaders to really be bringing your team together at this point, you know, and so that's exciting as a coach to watch.
Well, let's have some fun, man. Good luck with kickoff.
Fired up about it. Let's go.
Okay. Coach Chris Cochran. Hey, we'll come back. We'll Kevin Simon joining us in the booth tonight with the absence of Alan Phillips, but we're going to break down exactly what Lindale has to do to take this game home tonight. Pre-game continues coming up next with OnTheCall.net.
You're listening to the Koi Sessions from Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House.
Hey, Corey, we're going to take our first pass of this.
Hey, this is Coy Malone. I'm going to play you a song. We're going to spin some wax, so just relax. We're going to smoke you some meat so you can eat down here at Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House in Lindale, Texas. Guys, we got a lot of great stuff going on down here, so come down and see us. A lot to see. Facebook, Instagram, check us out. Can't wait to see you. Come for the food. Stay for the experience.
Yeah, that was good, but we didn't record it. Sorry. Can you do it again?
You gotta love those sponsors that by golly get a chance to get in their own commercials. We love it. So welcome back, everybody. It is playoff football time, and on the road again. And I don't think any team really cares where they're playing football as long as they're playing this time of year. Good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for being a part of our broadcast. All of our sponsors, Kenny Smith, alongside my longtime great friend Kevin Simon. Stuart Campion is also my short-time good friend. I guess we could call it that. Haven't known him quite as long, but. Kevin, if we get to this point, Lindale Eagles, Brazosport's exporters, we still haven't got the whole story as to how they got their nickname. But you get to the second round, you've covered so many playoff teams in the past, too, working with Tyler Legacy and John Tyler in the past, and you've played.
Butterflies in your stomach.
Yeah.
If you don't, I get a little nervous as a player. If I didn't have butterflies, I got nervous.
Well, you told me years ago, too, that you still get a little bit nervous before you actually call a game.
Absolutely.
Because it brings you back to kind of feeling like you're trying to equal up with that adrenaline actually being on the field.
And it's kind of how I know I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, if I got those butterflies, I'm a little nervous, and kickoff, once the ball is kicked, you feel better about it, you're ready to go. But up to that point, I want to feel a little something to know that I'm ready.
Absolutely. Well, it's Lindale Eagles coming in at 7-4, Brazosport at 6-5. It's the 4A Division I area playoff. Bernard Birkelbach Field in Georgetown ISD Stadium. Now, we've had some fun with this name all week long, but this place opened in 2008. It's named after a legendary Georgetown High School coach. Burke is what they called him. He coached 18 years. He was a significant contributor to the establishing of a solid football program in this city.
Lindale coming into the area around third-place rep out of 9 4A, finishing 4-2 behind Chapel Hill and Kilgore, who, by the way, both earned a by-district crown last week. Kilgore earns place in the next week's round as they took down El Campo earlier today, and that is who the winner of this football game will face next week. The Kilgore Bulldogs. Lindale is hoping for a rematch with these guys coming up next week. Brazosport came in tonight as the third-place representative out of 12 4A, finishing up district with a 3-3 mark. They were right behind Bay City and El Campo. El Campo being eliminated today. All 4 of the 12 4A playoff teams won their by-district crowns last week. Now, Brazosport, they are led by a couple of guys. They've got back-to-back basically top-notch athletes in that district. Quarterback and DB Randon Fontenette, 71 of 159, 918. Doesn't sound like it's that impressive through the air completion-wise, but
throwing for over 900 yards, 8 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. But he's also ran the ball for over 850 yards rushing with 11 touchdowns. But this guy also leads his team in tackles with 61, a couple of interceptions also on defense as well. And running back Xavier Butler, who will get a bulk of the carries tonight, 172 carries and 1,134 yards, 12 TDs. Lindale, of course, behind their all-everything quarterback, Clint Thurman, who basically came out of nowhere a year ago to support Sam Peterson at that quarterback spot, but also to take the ball-handling chores as a running back. 118 for 208 through the air, 1,700 yards, 20 touchdowns, go along with 7 interceptions, but he's also got almost 1,300 yards on the ground with 15 touchdowns. We'll see the return of running back Patrick Daniels tonight, the leading rusher behind Clint Thurman, 105 carries for 511 yards. Lindale's averaging over 40 points a game. They've scored at least 43 in 4 straight games, and 6 of their last 7. Brazosport's been outscored this season, but the Exporters have scored only 14 total points in their 3 district losses, all to Bay City, Stafford, and El Campo, but they've been in the playoffs in each of the past 6 seasons. Lindale has won at least one playoff game in all of the past
3 years. Last week, Brazosport over Houston, Washington, and Lindale took down Vider 45-23. Knowing what you know now, Kevin, and seeing some of the film work you've seen throughout this week, it's fun to look at the fact that both these teams obviously run the football well. But Brazosport has had their ups and downs all season long, but they've got that 1-2 punch and also a couple of players that play both ways also on offense. Do you see anything here that Lindale's got to do or something they got to force Brazosport to do to stay on top of them?
Their quarterback, ex-Florida quarterback Randon Fontenette, as you talked about a little bit, he's more of a threat on the ground than he is through the air. So the Eagles will have to force him to play from the pocket. If he gets outside of the pocket, he could be a problem. On the offensive side of the ball, the Eagles have been able to run the football, nearly 300 yards last week against Vider. Got to be able to run the football, and if you do that, good things will happen.
Yeah, and looking also at the strikes that he throws to the air, and we saw his film work, the guy looks huge on film.
Yeah.
Fontenette looks like he can do whatever he wants to in the pocket, and Lindale has seen a couple of huge quarterbacks this season, but it hasn't hurt them. But everybody seems to be hurting them on the ground.
Yeah.
This defensive front's taken a beating a couple of games, but you know what? We haven't seen them completely take over until last week against Vider.
Yeah, and again, as you talked about, they've given up. The Eagles have about 237 yards a game on the ground. They gave up over 300 last week. Got to be able to slow that down, right? If you're going to have a chance to beat some of these games as you progress through the playoffs. And again, their quarterback, Fontenette, is a bigger threat on the ground than he is through the air. But again, if you can run the football effectively as the Eagles have throughout the season, you give yourself a good shot to win this game.
And they got to tackle.
Got to tackle.
They got to tackle their two big dogs.
Well, and that's part, again, if you're giving up that kind of yardage on the ground, that tells you you're not tackling as well as you need to. So they have to show improvement in that area.
Well, Butler's a double threat also. He's got 115 yards through the air also in receptions. And one point Chris made in that pregame, Kevin, was the fact that these guys are so together. The cohesiveness with his football team, everybody cares very much about each other. Have you ever seen that in the past or been a part of a team where their strength is the fact that they are all team? They're all in on being team.
Yeah, most of the teams that are still playing in the playoffs, you have to have a level of togetherness that will help you overcome some of your shortcomings, on the field. And so if you have a tight-knit group that likes to play for each other, you're going to be successful.
Well, as far as what we see as the keys to this game, it would be great, and you haven't got a chance to see Clint Thurman other than the pieces of film you saw, but that's the one thing that Stuart and I know him, and Alan and I have seen throughout the season, is Clint's resiliency. He doesn't stay down very long. He doesn't go down very easily at all. And he just seems to keep churning. He's a Bill Bates kind of Daryl Johnston combination there.
Yeah, and that's what you want at the quarterback position. And obviously he's been able to take care of the football. Can't turn it over and give them any opportunities. But yeah, he's a great leader, and you need great leadership again as you progress through the playoffs.
And looking at the coin toss right now, they're running it live on the PA system right now, and it looks as though that Lindale Eagles have won the toss, and they've elected to receive the football. So they're going to take it. They're going to actually be going from left to right, which if I get my directions right, and Stuart, you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, of course, I think they're going to be defending the north end zone. And they're going to be headed towards an end zone, which Stuart pointed out has Eagles in the end zone, because one of the two teams that participate in this football, in this stadium, Georgetown Eagles, play on this stadium, as well as the Southwestern College plays at the stadium as well. They've got Eagles in the stadium in the end zone where the Eagles will be heading, as they'll be going left to right, receiving the opening kickoff. And what a great show of support as Brett Maya, who left this football team early in the season because of health reasons, walks out to midfield as one of the captains, calling the toss tonight. We'll stand now. The Brazosport marching band is going to be doing our national anthem tonight. They're across the way. Lindale is the home team in this area round playoff game tonight. Brazosport on the far sideline as the visiting team tonight. But the Lindale band we've been looking for, I don't think they traveled tonight. So the Brazosport marching band will be doing our national anthem tonight. We'll turn up the crowd mic, see if we can pick up that. I'll tell you, want to start a Friday night high school football game, especially when it comes to postseason. Welcome back to Bernard Birkelbach Field and Georgetown ISD Stadium in the city of Georgetown, just outside of Round Rock, just outside Austin. And thank goodness we didn't have to go further down 35 and head any closer to Austin than we did. So welcome back, everybody, and thanks so much for being a part of our broadcast. We have got a fantastic signal. We love everybody that decided to jump back on board as the troubles we had a week ago are gone. Fontenette reminds me of Cam Newton, absolutely, Stuart, because that was the first thing we thought when we saw him on film, is this guy has got all the Cam Newton features physically anyway. He is a humongous presence back in the backfield, and hopefully Lindale can corral him. They will start off on offense as the Lindale Eagles will come out wearing their blue tops, blue pants, white helmets, with, of course, the Lindale Eagle inside the Texas insignia on their helmets. And dropping deep, Marcus Field will drop back standing at his 15-yard line. Lindale Eagles will start off on offense behind quarterback Clint Thurman. Thurman's got massive numbers all season long. We went over earlier. Devin Daniels will get the start in the backfield. He will swap out with Caleb Hart and Patrick Daniels as well. Ethan Moriarty, Marcus Field, your two wideouts. Slots will be Alex Romero and Landon Sullivan. And your tackles, right tackle Ethan Heller, out there left is Casey Poe. It is a huge front five. Will Hutchins, the Sam Houston State commit, will be at the left guard. Center Trey Maseratian, one of the best leaders to ever come out of this football program. Maseratian is a full-out manster when it comes to his playing and his leadership. Kickoff, it will come short. Comes down at the 28-yard line, taken there by the Eagles. Breaking it upfield, spin move right at the 40, and still surging forward across the 40, working towards the 45, still on his feet. A crazy kick return for the Lindale Eagles, and who in the world comes up with that football coming out of it? And I shouldn't be surprised. Michael Shannon, who came out of nowhere returning kicks a few weeks ago, and Michael Shannon, with an amazing effort run, gets it all the way up to the 44-yard line to start things out for the Eagles.
Yeah, it's a great return to set things in motion for Lindale offensively. They got off to a great start a week ago against Vider, up 21-0 in the first quarter, 24 at halftime, and made it tough on their opponent to get back in the game.
Well, how about that to start off the mood of the evening? Michael Shannon with a spectacular return up to the 44. Lindale puts Landon Sullivan to the right side, double tight end set, snap back, handoff. Devin Daniels cross at 45, and Daniels will pick up minimal yardage up to around the 47. He'll pick up 3, and they'll set up a 2nd and 7. Finishing up the front line, of course, Brandon Petway, the right guard, along with Ethan Heller at that right tackle spot. Hutchins and Poe on the left side as well. We'll see Jerry Bloomsma and Christian Weidman coming in and out, along with possibility we'll see Chad Ward as well. Coming near side, it's going to be a flag down, but Clint Thurman continues to run at the 10, at the 5, touchdown, but I think this one's coming back. Unbelievable run by Clint Thurman, and they have not realized yet this one is probably coming back, but the referee is moving on downfield towards the play, Kevin.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a holding call. At least it was thrown in the area of a holding, and it looks like it will be coming back. Great run by the quarterback that time, Clint, but they're going to bring it back.
Well, that's vintage Clint Thurman as he knifed his way around a blocker to the outside, the near side, but the flag came in immediately as he got to the line of scrimmage. So a hold on the interior line, and unfortunately this one's coming back.
Holding. Offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second down.
Well, first penalty against the Lindale Eagles. It took them a quarter and a half to get one a week ago, but this is a big one as it nullifies a touchdown run by Clint Thurman.
Yeah, Thurman did a great job to pick his way through that Exporter defense, but it won't matter.
So it'll be 2nd and 20. Make that 2nd and 18, 17. Now flags down again as a couple of Lindale receivers moving at the same time. So, boy, unfortunately, that big kick return will back up the Lindale Eagles afterwards. As it'll be a procedure call, 2 men running at the same, moving at the same time. So 2 penalties, 15 yards immediately. And they'll start up 2nd. And this time, I think about 22, back at the 32-yard line. Man in motion is Sullivan. Snap back. It'll be Thurman. Thurman with the pass. It's caught by Landon Sullivan. And how in the world that did not get intercepted, as it looked as though Shermark Francis was going to step right in front of that ball, but a sharp throw by Thurman gets the completion.
Thurman's able to fit that football in the traffic that time, but a good reaction by the Exporter defense to come up and make a play.
Well, it's a short gain, third and still an awful lot. 3rd and 18 from the 36-yard line now. Going left to right, Sullivan in motion, going to the left. Long, they get the wide side of the field. Thurman's going to look down the middle of the field. It's caught and intercepted and tackled at the 45-yard line. And that time Thurman threw right into well-covered Marcus Field at the midfield. And it's intercepted at the 45-yard line. And that is where Brazosport will start up 1st and 10.
It looks like Darius Roberson just dropping into coverage that time. Easy pick, hit him right in the chest, and they've got great starting field position.
So Brazosport gets it back on Clint Thurman's 8th interception of the season, and it comes after a couple of penalties, so starting off a little bit rough the first possession for the Eagles. Brazosport and the Exporters will split out a receiver wide to the left, the wide side of the field all the way to the numbers. Quarterback under center, it's a deep pitch. Xavier Dennis gets loose, 40-30, up the sideline 20, steps out of bounds, I think way back at the 15-yard line, and he takes it all the way in, but they're going to mark him out of bounds. Butler will take it for a huge gain in the wide side of the field with only a lone receiver on the outside.
Yeah, he's their leading rusher, 1,134 yards and 12 touchdowns. He nearly got one there.
Well, Brazosport gets the first turnover of the night and also the first big gain. So a huge run by Butler. You're going to give him 28 on the carry. 1st and 10 Brazosport going right to left at the 16-yard line. And threatening here early. 10:31 to go in this first quarter. Lindale Eagles, good kick return, but a Clint Thurman interception give it back to Brazosport. Play clock down to 1. They barely get it off. No, they're going to call a delay. No, it'll be a timeout call.
Brazosport uses their first timeout.
As Coach Kanipus is going to want a timeout, and Mark calls it as the play clock got down to 1, and it was immediately snapped to Fontenette, but they got the timeout maybe just in time. Are they the same as in high schools they are the pros, Kevin? Do you have any idea where they let it go to 0 and give it another second?
Well, I guess it depends on who's officiating. Some do it one way, some do it the other, but they simply couldn't get the snap off and had to call a timeout.
Fontenette brings his offense back out on the field. First time out by either team early in this first quarter. 1st and 10, Brazosport. Exporters going right to left. Ball in the near hash. They've got dual receivers coming near side, dual on the wide side of the field, and that'll be the far side. And the referee still has yet to start the clock. Still talking to the side judge, who's talking things over with the Lindale bench. Side judge will finally get into position down at the goal line. And now the referee says, let's play ball. Fontenette sets Butler in motion, fakes the pitch, keeps it himself going far side, chased down at the 13 and run out of bounds at the 11-yard line. That guy's got, we don't have dimensions, Kevin, but that guy, what do you think, 6'3",
yeah, he's got
205 or something?
Yeah, pretty good speed to bounce it out. That said, the Eagles had a pretty good reaction and didn't give up a big play there.
Well, he's pretty darn huge. They'll set up in the backfield this time with Michael Hill. Set up as a fullback now. Two-runner backfield. Fontenette with Butler to his right. Wide side of the field is the near side. Single receiver right, dual left. Snap back. Quick pass to the slot. Caught at the 9-yard line and brought down immediately by Wyatt Parker. And they got up short of the first down. The boy slot receiver, there was about 8 yards between him and the defender.
Yeah, again, that's a great reaction. In coverage that time by Parker to get up there and make that tackle. It's also a solid tackle as well.
Fontenette 918 yards through the air with 8 touchdowns. So 3rd and a long 3 yards from the 9-yard line. Lindale defense looking to make a play right here. 3-man front. Ball near hash. Dual receivers to the top side. Snap back. Fontenette leads up through behind his fullback. Picks up the first down across the 5 up to the 3. So they got not only 3, they got 6 up to the 3-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal. Brazosport now from the 3.
Yeah, no surprise there that Fontenette kept the football on the quarterback keeper. Designed play right between the tackles for the first down.
They took down Houston, Washington, 27-18 a week ago. But not with big games from either Fontenette or Butler. So they set up first and goal from the 3. Fontenette under center. Turns around, hands off to Butler, straight up the middle. Gets hit immediately, and probably for no gain, maybe a half a yard. They'll mark him down at the 2.5. And substitutions for the Lindale defense. And they're going to mark him down just right at the 3-yard line. So they're going to work quickly. They've got Hill in as a fullback. Tight, right behind Fontenette. Fontenette goes himself, takes it across the goal line for the touchdown. Quick snap, Fontenette just took it himself 3 yards and just reached over for that long frame and picks up the 6 for Brazosport.
Well, they did a great job to capitalize on the Eagle turnover, the interception that set them up in good territory, and they're able to push it in.
Well, Fontenette, 160 carries, 853 yards. Will be his 4th touchdown on the season on the ground. Make that his 12th touchdown on the ground all year long. So set up for the extra point try is Michael Edwards. Edwards, snap down, hold is good. Kick is up and just barely over the crossbar. Brazosport strikes first. 7-0 Exporters when we come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment is going all in with the 2022 Lindale Eagles. Safety first is not only common sense when it comes to your transportation, it should be the top priority anytime it comes to the overall protection of your family. Safety checks on your basic brake and tire conditions or need for maintenance on your AC system is paramount during the heat of a 2022 summer. Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment puts the entire family name behind making sure you stay stress-free on the road year-round. You'll find tire replacements for all size tires, even lawn mowers. Lift kits and auto accessories are installed right there, and in some cases, while you wait. Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment, Highway 69, 4 miles south of I-20 in Tyler. AlfordsBrakeandAlignment.com.
Brazosport strikes first. They pick up 6 on the interception from Clint Thurman. And looking at our scoring drive real quick, Kevin Simon, throw down.
Yeah, following the Eagle turnover, 6 plays, 43 yards, 1 minute, and 54 seconds.
I love it when you do that, man. It's such a delight that
thank you.
You're a part of this broadcast. You do drives. Going to be a short kick, and this time it is kicked about 9 yards out of bounds. So a horrible kick that time by Michael Edwards, as he may end up, I'm pretty sure, Kevin, they're probably going to take this where the ball may have gone out of bounds.
Yeah, that wasn't even close. And so, again, the Eagles would get good starting field position for their offense to go back to work, have to take advantage of it.
Hey, Kevin, you mentioned before, was it Darius Robertson with the interception earlier?
That's who I had.
Okay.
Kick out of bounds. Kicking team. 5 yards to the out of bounds ball.
Oh, wow. Well, they tack on 5, and there's no telling where that thing went out. 1st and 10, Lindale Eagles at their own 42-yard line, going left to right, bunch set. And now they will switch up. Moriarty and Alex Romero set up wide along with Marcus Field wide left. Thurman turns around, hands off Patrick Daniels. Daniels, big hole left side, gets slung down after passing the 45 up to the 46-yard line. First carry we've seen from number 7 in a couple of weeks, and they get up quickly and get set again. Dual receivers to the right, 2 to the left, wide side, near side. Thurman's going to throw. Caught way out in front of Marcus Field, but he makes the grab. Still on his feet, still on the sideline. He fumbled it when he got out of bounds. Thank goodness he dropped it after he went out of bounds and then fell back on top of it. So the completion makes it to the 45-yard line of Brazosport. So quickly they make a couple of completions, first down.
Yeah, that's a great catch by Field first of all, and then to stay in bounds and get up to move the chains.
Good effort by Marcus Field. Man in motion now. Clint Thurman with the snap. Takes it himself off right tackle. Busts him across the 40-yard line.
Fumble.
Up to the 39, and they're saying the ball is loose. Oh, my. And they're saying Brazosport has recovered the fumble. So Clint Thurman got popped when he got into the interior line, and now flags are flying everywhere. Well after the play.
Yeah, probably a celebration penalty on the Exporters.
Well, somebody punted the football downfield.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Well, unfortunately, after a first down, Lindale will turn it over now.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 3, 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot.
So it'll be called on Manny Williams, as Williams, that unsportsmanlike Kevin obviously had to go with possibly either kicking the ball downfield.
Well, there was a whole lot of celebrating going on that time. But again, Back-to-back turnovers by the Eagles.
Well, we're definitely going to check the resiliency of number 8 throughout this first half now, as Clint Thurman now with an interception, and he got popped pretty good, and that ball came out after about a 3-yard gain. So fumble goes back to Brazosport, faking a handoff. Fontenette goes wide. Gets stopped, cuts it back inside, now stays on the sideline. Lindale defense will force him out after about a 4-yard gain up to the 31. You'll make that 29-yard line. So they'll officially give him 5 on the carry. And they'll set up a 2nd and 5.
Yeah, hadn't played well initially. In fact, they strung it out to the sideline, but eventually his patience, Fontenette, able to find a gap to get upfield for positive yardage.
Well, defense has got to step up here for the offense now. They've got Brazosport back inside their 30. Snap back to Fontenette. It's low. He hands off to Butler. Butler breaks a tackle, and then blue jerseys all over him for about a yard gain. They're going to actually give it to him. That is a generous spot right there up to the 31.
A tough run. Great job by the defense up front. A solid job. They'll have to do it again here on 3rd down.
Michael Shannon working on the outside, covering up receiver Michael Edwards to the right side. And they do not huddle. They're going to call the play from the sideline. Dual receivers to the short side of the field. That's the wide side. Jalen Hines playing up tight on the wide out to the right. Empty slot on the near side of the field. Snap back. Fontenette's going to take it himself. Goes off right tackle. And he is going to be right on top of the first down marker. We've got one linesman, Kevin, that's got him a little short. One that's got him right on top of it, a little bit short. I don't think they're going to give it to him.
Well, they're going to give it to him.
They're going to give it to him.
Yeah, I thought the near official to the Lindale side had him short, but they're going to give him the first down. They got the benefit of a pretty good spot.
This is the one thing that has changed about high school officiating is if it's anywhere near the nose of the football, they move the chains.
Very rarely do you see measurements anymore.
Absolutely.
Right?
Brazosport, 1st and 10, handoff coming near side. Butler gets forced back inside, and then Ryan Stanton just dismantles him at the 33-yard line. Great play on that defense as Wyatt Parker forced him back in, and then number 10 shot through that gap and took him down for a yard loss.
Well, that's the best defensive play so far for the Eagles. Maybe that will shock them into action here and get them going.
Well, these guys can do that, as their defense has normally been what motivates this entire team. Corey Watts jogs onto the field. And we've obviously...
There must have been a penalty, right?
Okay, that had to have been a dead ball call. They're going to give him 1st and 5 after that stop. Well, we didn't see the flag.
Yeah, I think it was offsides against the Eagles. So even on a good play, it cost them 5 yards.
All right, well, here we go. 1st and 5 from the 39-yard line instead of the 1-yard loss. Turn around, fakes a handoff to Butler. Fontenette's going to roll to his right. Now he's going to run. Crossing the 40, forced out of bounds at the 41-yard line. And again, Ryan Stanton will run him out of bounds right there.
Yeah, again, just a little late to react that time, but a pretty good job. They only give up a short yardage on the play, but Fontenette was, again, showing pretty good speed.
Well, they are looking for a little bit of spark right here with this defense. 2nd and 3 from the 41-yard line, going right to left. Brazosport wearing white tops and bottoms, red helmets, red deep stripe down both legs. Handoff Butler, comes near side, breaks the tackle. And Wyatt Parker in finishing it up, but not before he picks up enough for the first down. He'll cross the 45 to the 46-yard line. They'll move the chains, and Brazosport continues on this run.
Yeah, they did a great job to turn him back inside, but the defense once again a little late to the action, and they'll move the chains once again.
Well, Brazosport takes their time also. They use up most of this play clock. So they do not get in a hurry. Something that was unlike what this team saw against Vider a week ago, where they sprint to the line of scrimmage in that slot T. Ball in the middle of the field. Fontenot hands off. Butler going left, now going back to the right, and pulled down right at the line of scrimmage. So it may be one of the only times they stopped him short, and then he picks up maybe a half a yard.
That's the best play without a penalty for the Eagles. There's an injured exporter down. The rain is starting to come down fairly hard now.
I just now noticed. Did you get a number on that injured player?
Not yet. He is laying on his back in some
a little bit of pain.
Yeah. Favoring his lower left leg.
Well, unfortunately for Brazosport, This is a player that's down to 45, and he has got both of his hands on his helmet. And trainers are working on his left ankle right now. So hoping. Okay, looks like it possibly may be number 9, Torek Goins. Torek, who's listed as a wide receiver and defensive back, and he's up. No, that's correct. That 95, Christian Scherer. Christian is going to walk off under his own power, but he is walking gingerly on that left leg, so that is a good indication for the Brazosport bench and the coaching staff. Okay, this guy is indicating to the training staff he got hit from the side. So Christian, a defensive lineman and backup tight end senior, will hobble off the field but under his own power. 2nd and 9 for Brazosport. The Exporters going right to left, ball in far hash mark. They got dual receivers left and right. He'll put a man in motion and stop him behind right tackle. Ball snap is low. Fontenette ends up, I think, just taking it himself and getting in on the tackle is Curbo. Jake Curbo with a nice tackle and gives up only about a yard. I think that play was kind of faulted from the snap.
Yeah, and I think it was a designed quarterback keeper once again between the tackles. He scored on that same play earlier. Big 3rd down coming up for this Eagle defense.
Marcus Field comes in defending, and Levi Thornton comes out. So Marcus Field will work in that safety spot on the left side. Big play, 3rd and 8. From the 48-yard line, straight drop back. Fontenot tries a little quarterback draw, gets caught way back behind the line of scrimmage. Sack is complete. Back at the 36-yard line. The defensive line ended up pushing the offensive line back into the QB, and Carson Plunkett, one of the first back there to get his arms around Fontenette.
Yeah, and that's one of the plays that the Eagle defense really needed to make for, if nothing else, they needed a little confidence. That's a great job of stopping the quarterback that time to force a punt.
Fantastic defensive stand there for the Eagles, and they needed it. They gave up the touchdown on the interception earlier, but nobody's hurt here after the fumble. So they'll get the football back on a 4th and what looks like about 22-23. So sit back to punt. For Brazosport, ball is like bounced in. It'll be a nice punt, taken fair, caught at the 29-yard line. And I think that's going to be Aiden Warnell back, taking the fair catch. Aiden, who got moved up to varsity a couple of weeks back and has absolutely made a great move to varsity, as this young man has been the leading tackler the last couple of weeks. 19 tackles in his 2 games starting on defense for this football team.
Offense. During the kick, that penalty will be enforced at the end of the kick.
A penalty in favor of the Eagles that time, holding.
It was a holding call.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they're going to add it on to the end of the kick, which is going to put Lindale in much better field position than the 29. And we'll start from the 39-yard line going left to right, and the Eagles, who had a touchdown pulled back, brought back because of a holding penalty themselves, and a couple of turnovers, and they are only down 7-0 right now. 3:32 to go in the first. Quad receiver split out wide to the right, the wide side of the field. Now they put 3 up to the line of scrimmage and 1 in a slot behind those 3. Now they'll change the play as Clint Thurman takes a look at the right side of the end zone, the sideline. 3 on the play clock. His quarterback keeper off the right side bounces off a tackle and picks up 3 yards up to the 37-yard line. A little misdirection possibility there, Kevin, with the 4 receivers split out.
Well, it's a good job. Again, it's a tough run. Didn't get a whole lot on the play, but it's positive yardage by the quarterback, Thurman.
So Clint picks up 3, 2nd and 6. Handoff, no fake to Patrick Daniels. Thurman keeps it himself. Hit around the ankles at the 49-yard line. And, boy, that looks scary as Clint went into a flat spin and stayed on the ground for about an extra second than he normally does.
I thought for a split second that ball had come out again.
I did too.
Yeah, again, it's raining pretty hard right now, so that ball and the field are both slippery.
Well, we've got, for some reason, a lot of people brought umbrellas. Were we the only ones that didn't get the weather forecast right?
Yeah.
Thank goodness we're inside. 1st and 10 Eagles. Romero in motion. Thurman looking left. Now still looking left. Got a lot of time. He's thinking about tucking and running. He finally does. Midfield, bounces outside, gets a block. Off that block, across the 50, up to the 45-yard line. Thurman again making something happen out of nothing.
Yeah, it's a good decision. Get upfield again. He had plenty of time to try to locate a receiver. Couldn't find one open, so give them credit in their defensive backfield and coverage. Good decision by Thurman.
2nd and 5 from the 47-yard line. Eagles trying to drive and tie this game up. 2:15 to go first quarter. Trips receivers right. They will shift the entire offensive line to the right. Man in motion. Thurman takes the snap. Flag comes down. Okay, that's got to be a motion penalty.
Driver snap, false start, offense, number 52.
Okay.
5-yard penalty.
Well, unfortunately,
Second down.
that's going to be Will Hutchins with a little jerk over there on the side. They were shifting so many guys and trips receivers, put a man in motion. I thought maybe somebody just decided to move on a wide out. Ball in the far hash mark, wide side of the field. Moriarty, the only one split out wide by himself. High snap, Clint Thurman takes it. It's a double pitch from Patrick Daniels, and it is a busted play with Marcus Field ending but all the way back to the 30-yard line. It was going to be a double reverse, and the Brazosport defense just blew it up as Thurman barely got the ball handed off to Patrick Daniels, who went ahead and tried to make the pitch back to Marcus Field, and just nothing went right that time.
Well, it's too much penetration right up the middle of the football field, right up the middle of the formation that blew up that play. Now the officials are still talking about something. Looks like a sideline warning against the Exporters, but again, their defense immediately blew up that play right up the middle in an attempt to run the double reverse. It didn't work.
Well, it'll be a huge loss for the Lindale Eagles. After moving the ball into good field position to the 46, they now have a 3rd down and forever from their own 34-yard line. Now Thurman with 5 eligible receivers. Straight drop back. Great protection. Still looking. Now we'll throw long to the right side. Throws it up for grabs, and that's intercepted at the 35-yard line. And the 3rd turnover in this first quarter, as Thurman just had that ball hang up there just a little bit too long, and I'm not real sure if the rain had anything to do with that, but it was 2 Lindale receivers in the area, Kevin, but still it was anybody's ball.
Yeah, 3 possessions, 3 turnovers for the Eagles, and they're lucky really just to be down 7 points. The defense stood up last time around. We'll see if they can do it again.
Minute 26 to go first quarter. Brazosport 7-0 right now over the Eagles. And boy, you look back, the second play of the football game, Clint Thurman going in for the touchdown and penalty, bring it back, turnover.
Eagles penalties up to this point have been very costly here in the first quarter of play, and again, the defense held pretty strong last time.
Well, Brazosport football. I have mine over here. This isn't your water, is it, Stuart? No, this one hadn't been open. That was yours right there. Ball is loose and it's coming near side. Fontenette, boy, nobody's stopping him as he comes wide side. And that time it's going to be Xavier Butler, actually, who took it wide. And, boy, there was just no blue jerseys on the near side, and a huge pickup for Butler and the Exporters as they move it all the way across midfield to the 43-yard line of the Eagles, and 1st and 10 from there.
That's the same play they ran earlier to Butler to the left side of the formation around the Eagle defense for good yardage and another 1st down.
Well, they're taking their time getting the play call, and they continue to use most of the play clock. It's down to 6 now. They just get to the line of scrimmage. Snap back, Fontenette will keep it himself. Straight up the middle, breaks a tackle at the 45, and then gets busted at the 41-yard line. They move him all the way back. Her momentum pushes him back at midfield. So the Lindale defense will put a stop to that run for Fontenette. Levi Thornton, one of the first to get there, along with Wyatt Parker.
Eagles do a great job of chasing the football down and then pushing the quarterback back that time. Again, they'll have to do more of that.
Well, if they can just keep Brazosport out of the end zone here, get out of this first quarter and start all over with a fresh 12.
They've been put in some tough spots again with the penalties and the turnovers here in the first quarter.
Quarterback. 3, I think they give him 3 on the carry up to the 40-yard line. 2nd and 7. Fontenette going to keep it himself again. He gets hit. boy, thought maybe the ball was going to come out there. They're going to stop him for a gain of another 2. As Randon Fontenette will fight for yardage off the right side that time, and he picks up a couple more. But Lindale defense is getting a lot more physical here in this particular possession.
Well, Fontenette is starting to take some big hits, and if you can keep doing that, that'll slow him down and at least wear him down. We're coming down, I guess, to the end of the first quarter.
Is this one of those situations, Kevin, where you're just hoping somebody in a blue jersey puts a pop on him, gets his attention a little bit with a little shot?
And they've done that, I think, at least twice in this possession. They'll have to keep doing it.
Well, here we go. First quarter comes to a close, and we come back. It is 7-0 Brazosport, and we return. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
Backing the Lindale Football Eagles now as he did back then. Eagle Chiropractic is owned and operated by former Lindale Eagles center, Dr. Shane Allen. A class of 1989 graduate, Dr. Allen is an expert in chiropractic and nutritional health counseling. His expertise in these areas assists him in helping patients reduce and even eliminate migraine headaches, neck pain, back pain, and joint pain of all levels, both acute and chronic. Eagle Chiropractic offers therapeutic exercises, nutritional supplements, and analgesic creams, along with educational consultations and follow-up to assure continued support and confidence in a healthy lifestyle that is pain-free. Eagle Chiropractic, Highway 69 in Lindale, open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturdays. Call for an appointment and consultation at 903-881-5172. Eagle Chiropractic, making people better every day.
Brazosport has not been too picky about their offense right now. It looks as though they've decided to run the ball 17 times, only one pass play. And this time they'll move the chains on that particular run. They pick up a first down by about a yard as they'll work their way all the way up to the 33-yard lines where they'll mark it down on the run. So second quarter gets underway with a first down for Brazosport, flipping it, going left to right. Looks like Kevin, the rain's kind of slowed down to a drizzle now. So first and 10, Brazosport, this time going left to right. On the near hash mark, handoff to Butler. Butler just pounds it through the line of scrimmage off the left tackle to the 30 up to the 25. We'll mark him down just short of the 25 for a pickup of 7.
Yeah, that's too much on first down, but you got to believe the defense is a little worn down. They spent a whole lot of time on the football field due to those penalties and turnovers. And right now, guys kind of wandering around, maybe starting to get exhausted already.
Well, definitely needing something right now to really kick them into gear. But this team has absolutely been capable of doing that all season long. Fontenette moves Butler to his right side, shifts over strong side to the right. Dual receivers. He'll follow his fullback in the line of scrimmage, but then runs into his offensive lineman, Boston Owens. And Owens will get credit for part of that tackle as he knocked Fontenette to the right side. He just fell into the line of scrimmage up to the 25. They actually give him a gain of, a yard?
Yeah, not much on the play. The Eagles defense up front, they won the battle in the trenches, kind of submarine the offensive line that time and made a great stop.
All right, three-man front for the Lindale defense. Wide receivers split out wide to the right, 2 to the left on the short side of the field. Fontenette looking for the snap, takes it. He will take it himself. Runs it wide to the right side, cuts it back upfield. Gets stopped at the 15, make it the 20-yard line, and then backs up from the 20 up into the 19-yard line. He'll pick up the first down, and they'll move the sticks for Brazosport as Lindale again looking to make a big play on defense.
Well, and that's the second time the defense appeared to have the quarterback strung out that time before he cut underneath the Florida defense to move the chains.
Man, he has just got some size on him.
Got some size and some pretty good moves, and so they're having a little bit of a problem when he cuts back.
Well, Fontenette and Butler both seniors this season, so this will be it for them when it comes to their high school football careers. So here we go. First and 10 from the 19-yard line. Going left to right. Looking for the snap. Fontenette gets it, hands off Butler, coming near side. Cuts it inside to the 15 and gets across the 15 to the 14-yard line.
Looks like the Exporters have kind of figured it out. If they can cut back underneath the floor of the defense, aggressive defense trying to run them down, and they can find some openings and some positive yardage.
Well, they set up 9-10 to go in this second quarter. Apologies, our crowd mic keeps going in and out, so we keep popping that thing back on. They're moving the football from the left to the right hash mark. Fontenette 13 carries, 36 yards. on the ground. Fontenette takes a snap. He'll roll to his left side looking for some blocks, but blue jerseys will stop him for a loss. Back beyond the 15, maybe the 18-yard line. They'll back him up there.
Yeah, and the Eagles for the first time played him for the cutback. He tried to cut it back inside once again. The defense was waiting for him that time.
I think we're just about to lose our crowd, Mike, guys.
Sounds like it.
Yep, 8:33. It's like a Longview football all over again here.
Have to pipe in
all
some
over.
crowd noise.
I know. Need a clothes hanger or something. Coat hanger. 8:21. Clock continues to roll here. Second period. Lindale trailing Brazosport 7-0. Dual receivers to the right. One on the left. Fontenette's going to want to throw it. Got flags down everywhere. He dribbles back to the 25, to the 30, still scrambling back to the 35. Lindale defense trying to get him out of bounds, and finally does. If the line judge is in the right spot, he'll mark him out of bounds at the 22-yard line. But the flags came down immediately. So,
yeah, well, it's a masterful job by the quarterback just to get, I mean, he only lost 6, but he was in a lot of trouble that time. Of course, we'll get the call. The officials are still talking about it.
They're talking about it, discussing it right now. Tell you what, if it's not one thing, it's another with us, man. It was the crowd mocking everything, man. And they're going to call it illegal procedure against Brazosport. And they're possibly going to decline that penalty and take the loss on the big sack. They're going to push him back all the way to the 23-yard line. So that's where they will stand. Marking it back to where the linesman had him marked out of bounds. So it'll set up a fourth down. Lindale defense has forced him into a 4th and long on the scramble. They got the penalty anyway, but they'll decline it, take that loss, and Brazosport's going to go for it. Going left to right, ball to the left hash. Fontenette's going to pass. Straight drop back. Now he scrambles. He's getting pushed out of the pocket. 30. He's going to go back across his body to the end zone. Got a man open. Is it caught and held on to? Touchdown. Touchdown reception in the end zone. And we'll get the number here in a second, Kevin, unless you saw it. It'll be a touchdown pass of 23 yards from Fontenette to his wideout on the far side.
Well, that's just another great play by the quarterback. He's throwing back across his body. Way back across his body into the end zone, got off an accurate pass, and accuracy has been a problem for him, but not that time. Great job by the quarterback for the score.
Well, still got my eye on him, but he's in the sideline now, and now he's got white jerseys all around him. So
He's got his white hat. It's a 1-digit number.
Well, I'm not real sure that's not. Did you catch him, Stuart? Well, they're waiting for the extra point,
and
now,
the hood on.
Unbelievably, I think maybe he was supposed to be out. He was supposed to be out for the extra point, because look, this old number 8, Caden Shoemake, actually came back out onto the field. He was late for the PAT, so they're going to have to call a timeout. So Brazosport will spend another timeout here with 8:01 to go in the second period.
His shirt's messed up.
Yes, shirt's all twisted up. Kind of hard to figure out who got the touchdown, but again, a great play by their quarterback.
Okay, it's going to be Goins.
Yes.
Well, we're going to give it to Toric Goins.
22 yards.
As Goins takes it from 22 yards out.
And Goins is their leading receiver, just 312 yards on the season. That is his 4th touchdown. But again, that play was all made by Fontenette to find enough time, buy himself enough time to get off a good pass for the score.
Well, it's going to be hard to do the rest of this game without a crowd, Mike, man. I've never had to do that.
Yeah, we're going to have to find out.
Yeah,
we're going to have to do something. It's almost too quiet in here now.
Yes, it is. Well, setting up for the extra point is Michael Edwards. He'll set up 13-0 Brazosport right now with 8:01 to go in the second period. In the half. Kick is partially blocked, and I'll tell you, Edwards barely gets it over the crossbar, but he does. So extra point is good. 14-0 Brazosport when we come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
Hey, Doc Deason here, Lindale class of 1990 with Real Edge Real Estate in Tyler. You can find me online at DocDeasonRealEstate.com. You know, after this summer, anything associated with fall is going to be welcome throughout the season, especially Lindale High School football. It's an honor for me to again partner with my friend of 30 years, your play-by-play man, Kenny Smith. There's nothing in this country quite like Texas high school football, and you need to know we're partaking in a legendary pastime right now. But when the game's over, if you need some help with real estate, give me a shout. Don't hesitate. 903-262-8680. That's 262-8680. Again, I'm fellow Eagle Doc Deason. Thanks for listening.
Back in Georgetown, it is Bernard Birkelbach Field. Yes, Georgetown ISD Stadium. Kenny Smith alongside Kevin Simons. Yeah, I added the S just for my own sake right there. Kevin Simons, Stuart Campion. Enjoying ourselves. Every once in a while we get the crowd mic to pop back in as it did just then. Short kick again. Lindale will take it 35. Coming up field 40, 45, 50. Gets the angle and busts out of bounds. Michael Shannon again with just a spectacular, great run coming up the near sideline. Now he is busted out of bounds by the kicker, Michael Edwards, who for some reason wanted to celebrate that pop, even though he just gave up about a 30-yard kickoff return. I've never really understood that. But he got a good pop, but Michael Shannon got a better return up to the 41-yard line of Brazosport.
Yeah, great starting field position once again for Lindale. That last scoring drive on 11 plays, 62 yards, 5 minutes, and 25 seconds.
It's only the second time tonight you've been able to do that.
Yep.
Well, Shannon with another big return. Handoff, Patrick Daniels coming near side. It's Devin Daniels. Great run. Devin Daniels giving the offense a little bit of a spark across the 35 up to the 33-yard line. He picks up 8 on the carry, 2nd and 2. Working quickly, snap back, Thurman to Devin Daniels again. Daniels with the first down, 30. Big burst, 25 across the 25 to the 23-yard line.
Well, the offensive line has done a great job, and Daniels, who had 92 yards rushing last week, is busting through here now.
Well, here we go. Offense clicking now with this first down. They move the chains, set them up. They're trying to work quickly. Daniels a couple of steps behind Clint Thurman. Handoff to Daniels. No, play fake. Going to throw near side. Caught by Fields at the 12-yard line and pulled down right there. They'll pull him back to around the 14, but they'll say they're going to call the play dead. Forward progress up to the 11. So he'll pick up 12 on the reception. First reception for Fields tonight.
A great route by Field on a stop route, basically, for the first down.
1st and 10 from the 11. Snap back, handoff. Patrick Daniels bringing it outside 5. Touchdown! Patrick Daniels finishes up a very fast touchdown drive for the Lindale Eagles, and something they desperately needed quickly. They draw it to within 8.
Well, that's a great job of taking advantage of that great starting field position after the kickoff return. They punch it in, and it didn't take them long.
Well, fantastic drive right there. In a short time, played fast, and it started off with another Michael Shannon spectacular kick return. Set up for the extra point. Seth Baggett a perfect 6 of 6 a week ago. Hold down by Clint Thurman. Snap back, kick is up, and the kick is good. Deep snapper Cameron Hicks helping out with a perfect snap again. Back to Clint Thurman. Kick is good by Seth Baggett. 14-7, Lindale now trailing by a touchdown. We come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
A showroom almost as big as a football field. Really? Office Barn in Tyler.
A ridiculous amount of inventory at Office Barn. New and gently used office furniture.
More desks than the Pentagon.
Any style of desk imaginable. Desk as low as $50.
Office chairs.
Over 1,000 chairs in stock of all kinds from $20 to $2,000.
Conference room tables.
Biggest selection of new and used conference tables we've had in a long time.
Low cubicle prices.
Really stylish cubicles and workstations with space planning, delivery, and install.
Office Barn in Tyler.
We ship anywhere with next day delivery in East Texas. Buy it in the box and save even more. Discounts for nonprofits, veterans, and first responders.
Between Tyler and Lindale on Highway 69. Across from the big American flag.
Call or text us. It's the same number, 903-881-0340.
Office Barn in Tyler.
Office Barn.
14-7 Brazosport. Lindale Eagles answer with a nice touchdown of their own. And they're going to kick it deep this time. It'll go out of the end zone. Seth Baggett has to come down at the 4. And Butler will just let it roll into the end zone and out of play. So it'll be Brazosport football at their own 25-yard line. Kevin?
4 plays.
Oh, hang on. How about you now, Kevin?
All right, 4 plays, 41 yards, 1 minute and 4 seconds. The common denominator, obviously, is 4.
Yeah.
That's a great scoring drive.
Thank you for your touch on math
How about
there.
that?
Or was that algebra?
Don't confuse me.
Yeah. Well, it is confusing, and it's a delight having you here with us tonight, man.
I appreciate it.
I'm not glad you don't have playoff games somewhere else, but I am glad you don't have them this year.
Enjoy being along with you, man.
Right now. First and 10, 25-yard line for Brazosport, going left to right, ball in the middle of the field. Fontenette setting 2 receivers left and right, waiting for the snap, low snap again. He's going to keep it. Busted play right there, and he pays for it as Lindale will drop him down for about a 2-yard loss. Carson Plunkett, the first back there. It looked like Butler turned and looked at him like he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah, the great reaction by the defense. They didn't allow him to serve that time and make a move. They got to him before he was able to decide where to run. Great job by the defense.
Well, they set him down. They're actually going to set him down for no gain instead of the yard loss where it looked like Fontenette dropped. So 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. 3-man front for the Lindale defense. Facing right up, trips receivers to the left side, and Jalen Hines all in the face of the receiver. Faking handoff, Fontenot's got a lot of running room. Wyatt Parker has to corral him down about a yard short of the first down up to the 34-yard line. But Fontenette, boy, just sprung loose. Got right upfield rather quickly, and the only one to respond was Wyatt Parker. Was able to get to him first before he took off for a big gain.
The Eagles bit on the fake to the back that time, and Fontenette pulled it and ran it, got upfield. That may be a touchdown-saving tackle by the defense.
3rd and 1 from the 34-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Wide side of the field is the near side towards the Lindale sideline. Getting the defense set. 4-man front. They penetrate. Pull him down for no gain. Up to the 34-yard line. Plunkett is back there again. Ryan Stanton had him bottled up. Had Plunkett not able to pull him down by the ankles, but Carson with a fantastic play.
Yeah, well played, and now decision time for the Exporters on 4th and very short coming up. Looks like they'll leave the offense out there.
Well, it's happened one other time, and Fontenette just took it himself straight up the middle on a quarterback sneak. They're going to do a quick snap again. Fontenette, he didn't have it initially, but he will spin out of the tackle, and they'll mark him down at the first down marker. They're going to move the chains here, but, boy, the Lindale defense had him stopped. Had they just been able to push him back, and the Lindale fans are not happy, but, Kevin, that absolutely was a first down.
Yeah, it's the spin move that got him. I mean, initially they had him stopped, but
they had him stopped, and boy, he just turned right around the tackle and was able to get the half-yard extra he needed.
Yeah, he's a playmaker, and he made a play there because he was stopped initially. But, again, he gets it done.
Yeah, and had they measured, it would have been by about half a football. That's how close it was. 1st and 10, Brazosport, left to right, ball in the middle of the field. In the shotgun, Fontenette, dual receiver left, single right. Looking for the snap quickly, and quickly we get a flag from the back judge. And we're going to get delay as the clock's got down to 0. And I'm guessing Brazosport did not want to waste their final timeout. They're just going to take that 5-yard mark off.
Well, the Eagles will take it. Again, the defense has been put in some tough spots, but the offense finally got it going on the last possession, and hopefully that's a sign of things to come.
Well, that's the 6th accepted penalty tonight. We've had 2 been declined. 1st and 15. Lindale 3-man front. Handoff, Butler near side. Fontenette keeps it, and he has got nothing but green in front of him. Fontenette at the 30. Levi Thornton, the only one that can catch him, does not. It is a long touchdown run by Brazosport. Has taken it all the way in for the touchdown is Fontenette from 70 yards out.
Well, that's the same play they ran a few plays ago. It's the zone read, and quarterback Fontenette gets a good read, good fake. The Eagles bite on it. He pulls it and gets upfield, and he's off to the races. Nobody's going to catch him.
No. 70-yard run will nullify that touchdown that got Lindale back to within 7 as Edwards comes out for the extra point. Now 20-7, Brazosport, 3:54 to go, and Edwards trying to tack on the PAT here to push him back up by 14. Snap is back, hold is down, and Edwards gets off a lot more velocity on this kick this time. It is a 21-7 lead for Brazosport. 3:54 to go, first half. We come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
The summer of 2022 has been tough on everyone, especially those that were without a top-performing HVAC system. Rose City Air was created by Will Decker and Heath Willingham after they experienced plenty of too little, too late scenarios. with two objectives in mind: service and educate consumers on the most efficient ways to maintain a healthy AC unit correctly the first time and eliminate the anxiety of second and third opinions and repairs. Rose City Air takes the time to show you the complexities of maintaining a top-notch HVAC system while the estimate and assessment is being done. Rose City Air's free estimates, 24-hour no-hassle emergency services, low-cost maintenance agreements, and discounts for veterans, first responders, and educators are why Rose City Air wants to service your home or business whenever the need arises. 903-630-4343 or go to rosecityairtx.com.
Back in Georgetown, Lindale Eagles trailing Brazosport. Area round playoff game. The Eagles trailing 21-7 right now and about to get the football back with 3:54 to go. Kenny Smith, Kevin Simons, Stuart Campion, hoping Lindale can get back to Tyler to take on Kilgore next week. Kilgore winners over El Campo earlier, and that'll be the next opponent for one of these teams. All right, give me the scoring drive, Chaos.
Yeah, 5 plays, 75 yards, 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Again, that Fontenette run, great job on the zone read for the score.
How about 5 plays, 75 yards, but the touchdown was 70 of those.
Yep. Yeah, again, just a great job by the quarterback. He is a playmaker. He got the fourth down conversion and then finishes off the drive.
Well, Lindale looking desperately to take advantage of any of the Brazosport mistakes, and they've kicked it out of bounds here and given Lindale a little bit better field position. So Lindale will start up 1st and 10 from their own 30. I guess it would have been better to kick the ball to Michael Shannon. That would have been a nice alternative. Eagle football. Clint Thurman with Daniels in the backfield. Dual receivers to the near side. Snap back, handoff. Daniels coming near side. Breaks the tackle, 20 or 30. Breaks another one. Stays on his feet. Dives forward to the 38-yard line. Great effort by Patrick Daniels to get it up to the 39-yard line as he will take 9 yards out of that and a big chunk of yardage on that run.
Well, he got tripped up but got about 6 or 7 yards after the trip. Great job of maintaining his balance, and he almost picked up the first down.
Well, see if these guys can jump back in this quickly and pick up a score here before the half. Clock continues to roll. 3:23 to go first half. 21-7 Brazosport. Single receiver and Moriarty wide left. Handoff straight up the middle of Daniels. Daniels breaking the tackle across the 40, gets the first down. He only needed a yard. He got 3. Up to the 42-yard line. Lindale moving right to left and will probably work quickly here. Daniels comes off the field. And looking to see who comes in for him. Possibly Caleb Hart behind him. As Clint Thurman will set receivers. Moriarty wide left. Fields wide right. Snap is back. Handoff, no fake handoff. Pass now complete to Marcus Field. Coming near side to midfield. Stays on his feet to cross midfield up to the 47-yard line of Brazosport and gets out of bounds to stop this clock at 2:48.
Another stop route by Fields. Good pass by Thurman. Right on the money for the first down.
1st and 10, Eagles, and only their 5th first down tonight, as they scored quickly the last time up after a good kick return by Shannon. Dual receivers to the right. Ball near hash mark. Nobody split out wide. Devin Daniels will now get the pass and caught it midfield, 45, and not much of a gain there as Clint Thurman took the snap and took a couple steps as if he was going to run it. And threw it out in the flats to Devin Daniels, who picks up 2 on the reception.
Yeah, good reaction by the defense. Give them credit. It's kind of a sprint pass that time to the receiver, but not much on the play.
So 2nd and 8 now from the 45-yard line. 2:41 to go. Chris Cochran has not used any timeout. Snap back. Thurman's going to keep it himself. Coming near side. Left side across the 40. He picks up 5, maybe 6. They'll mark him down just inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. 3rd and 2 now for the Eagles. And clock continues to roll at 2:28.
Yeah, plenty of time. Tough run by Thurman. Good job by the interior offensive lineman to give him that hole to run through.
So snap back, Thurman looking at it, turns around, talking to Daniels behind him. Snap back, turns around, hands off to Daniels, coming near side. Daniels popped right at the line of scrimmage, and that time pulled down by Darius Robertson for no gain. Well, they're going to give him a yard up to the 42, so that sets up a 4th and 1 now for the Eagles.
And obviously you keep the offense out there. You're down 2 touchdowns. Got to make something happen here.
Corey Watts checks back into the football game. Landon Sullivan will set up on the right side on this 4th and less than a yard at the 42-yard line. Long play call by offensive coordinator Matt Cochran, and now they come to the line of scrimmage. Daniels will sit to the right side of Clint Thurman. Now they will call a timeout as Matt Cochran storms out onto the field calling that timeout and saying, hang on, let's reset this offense.
Yeah, again, big opportunity here. It's a big play, probably the biggest of the first half. Got to convert here, so get the timeout, get on the same page.
The one thing you miss, Kevin, about this, high school football, getting close to the first half. First of all, tell everybody where you played your high school football so everybody knows.
All right, I played 1 year in California, Kennedy High School in Granada Hills, California, but won a state championship in Eunice, Louisiana.
There we
with the
go.
Battling Bobcats back in 1982. We won a state championship a long time ago.
Well, it's always the one thing we got to give you a chance to get in is Louisiana.
Got to get it in.
Yeah, because whether it's Louisiana or Louisiana, we got to make sure whoever's actually from Louisiana, they either say it right or say it wrong, one or the other, however long they stayed there.
Oh, boy.
Well, we mentioned to you before in a great scene seeing Brett Maya come out as a captain tonight. Brett, an outstanding football player, and left the team earlier in the season for a medical reason and got to come out and walk out to do the coin toss with his team. Brett had originally was thinking about going to Lamar, which is your alma mater. So here we go, 4th and less than a yard. Landon Sullivan sets up in a tight slot left. Clint Thurman's going to keep it himself. First down, breaks it, 30-yard line, outside 25, 20, 15. Becks out of bounds in the 8-yard line. Clint Thurman on a 4th and 1 takes it inside the 10, 1st and goal.
Great job by the right side of the offensive line, first of all, and another tough run by Thurman to get through the line, break a tackle, get upfield to move the chains.
Well, how about that? It's what this guy's been doing all season long, but not only gets the first down, puts him in scoring position. Dual receivers to the left. This is the wide side of the field. Set up at the numbers is Marcus Field. Daniels to the left of Thurman. High snap. Fakes the handoff to Devin. Daniels comes. Blockers in front of him. Clint Thurman. Touchdown, Lindale Eagles. Well, Thurman decided to keep it himself. And, Kevin, like you and I talked about on the ride over here, Clint Thurman is a master at putting that hand up and following a blocker and then utilizing whoever's in front of him. But the blockers go into the line and continue their force into the defense.
Yeah, you really took the words right out of my mouth. He did a great job of using the blocking in front of him to pick his way through the defense to get into the end zone.
Well, Thurman gets in for the touchdown. And on the ground, kick is up. Seth Baggett with the extra point just inside that right upright. It's good. 21-14 Brazosport with a 7-point lead over the Eagles. With 1:20 to go, we come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
You know that old saying that a man's number one job is to protect his family? Well, that's exactly what my dad had in mind when he founded Beeler Roofing in the late 1970s. Well, now it's 2022, and it's still the backbone of why Beeler Roofing continues to take care of families and businesses' new roofs, full roof replacements, and even simple roof repairs. We still welcome a good old personal phone call to set up a free roof assessment, and we take a lot of pride and enjoyment from making our customers feel better about being home. Plus, we can even help you navigate the insurance process. This is Brooks Beeler, Lindale class 1989, and very proud to support your Lindale Eagles again this year. Find us on the web at BeelerRoofing.com or call us at 903-347-8484. Beeler Roofing, our family protecting your family from the top down for over 40 years.
7 carries, 59 yards for Clint Thurman, his 8th touchdown on the ground this season. If I want to check my numbers, double check, because I don't think those are high enough. 16th touchdown on the ground for Clint Thurman. They set up for the kick. They're going to kick it deep, and Seth Baggett is going to kick it over the head of Butler and out of the end zone. So they will do it as much as Stewart and Kevin and I agreed that probably should get done, is just kick it deep and make them go the length of the field. And that's what happened with Seth Baggett.
Yeah, that last scoring drive went 70 yards, 8 plays, 2 minutes and 34 seconds.
So of their 2 scoring drives, they've, less than 4 minutes on both those scoring drives?
They haven't taken much time. The problem has been, of course, the turnovers. When they hold on to the football, they've been pretty good.
Well, you get 3 turnovers in the first quarter. You're only down by 7. That's a small victory right there when they go in for special teams talk anyway, and looking at how they can stick in this football game, trying to stop the big play right here. 1st and 10, Brazosport going left to right, ball middle of the field from their own 25-yard line. Fontenette takes the snap, hands off to Butler, going to go wide. Butler gets pulled down at around the 30-yard line. He picks up 5. So a quick 5. Clock continues to roll. One timeout left for Brazosport. And they will not take it. Clock will continue to run with a minute to go in this first half. 21-14 Brazosport, winner of this football game, will take on Kilgore. And obviously with a win by the Lindale Eagles, we're looking at a possibility of staying around the Tyler Longview area for the playoff game. So everybody is hoping for that as the Eagles can come back here and pull this ball game out. Snap back, Fontenette to Butler. Butler takes it right up the middle of the field. Blue jerseys will stop him for no gain, maybe a gain of a yard. As they continue to play through the echo of the whistle, which is the law when it comes to the culture at Lindale, as you play through the echo of the whistle, picking up 1 yard, Butler will take it to the 31-yard line. 35 seconds to go on the clock now.
And after the stop, the Eagles take a timeout. They want a chance to get the ball back. Good job on second down.
Well, Chris Cochran took one at the minute 36 mark, now one at the 35-second mark. Yeah.
And the Exporters really didn't seem to, play with much urgency on first and second down, even though they got positive good yardage on first down. Not much urgency, so a good job again by the Eagles to call the timeout after second down.
Well, they've got Xavier Butler, and this guy's got a 70-yard run on the season as well as his longest touchdown run and 12 touchdowns to his credit. I got a feeling this guy's broken 1 or 2 during the year. Even though Brazosport had a rough time getting out of their own district, but has peaked a bit here in their playoff games. So coming out the sideline, Lindale defense coming out with a little zest. 4-man front on defense, 3rd and 4 from the 31-yard line. Fontenette wants the snap. He'll keep it himself. Going left, comes back right, goes back left, and gets tackled for maybe a yard, 2 yards. He surges forward. Second effort by Fontenette. And this time he picks up 2. And it'll still set up a 4th and 2, but boy, you got to give him credit. Second effort got him way out of a jam back at the 30.
But again, a great job by the Eagles to play him for the cutback. That's where they've been burned throughout this first half, but a much better job there. And again, they'll call a timeout.
Well, keeping it wide, and Kevin, we've seen this so darn many times. How many teams get hurt dramatically because they go towards the middle of the field before the containment kicks into their head.
And again, Fontenette has been great at pulling, drawing the linebackers to the middle of the football field before pulling the football and taking off with it. So much better job once again by the Eagles to play him for the cutback and make a stop there.
We'll take a look at the numbers at halftime. Stuart will go over the numbers with you coming up at half. 28 seconds before that happens. 21-14 Brazosport over Lindale. And the Eagles out of this timeout will give Brazosport a 4th and 2 situation. And interesting to see if this may end up just being a quick kick.
Yeah, you expect them to kick it here. It would be quite a risk if they decided to try to go for it here again. Still 28 seconds left on the clock.
Well, I'm trying to glance and see if there's not going to bring a quarterback out. So Edwards will come out to punt. And going after this punter may not be a bad idea, but we've seen Edwards move around pretty well back there on defense. So he sets up the punt at the 20-yard line. And looking for a possible return here for the Lindale Eagles. Snap is low. Edwards gets off a kick. And it'll be a flag. This will be a roughing the punter call against Lindale as Edwards will get popped on the rush and the attempt at the block kick. I think that might be Jake Kerbo. Trying to see if he'll turn sideways here. It looked like 44 went in for the block. It's not going to be Kerbo. It will be Kerbo. It'll be 44. Well, Jake had a jump on the football, but Edwards moved to his right, and Jake, I think, just lost his balance, and he wasn't able to leap and try to block that kick. He ended up falling into Edwards, the punter. So it'll be an automatic first down on the running into the kicker call. So another unfortunate happening for the Lindale defense.
Well, long opportunity to get the football back for their offense. Now the defense needs to saddle up here and play some good defense until they have.
Well, first flag against the Eagles in the second quarter. I think the officials are a little confused as to where the original line of scrimmage was because, unfortunately, the down marker, the side judge or the line judge is supposed to make sure those down marker guys stay put.
Yeah, it's just a guess right now. They just put the football down after wandering around for about 5 minutes.
It was a guess. Here. Yeah. So they set it down, and Edwards going to run out the clock. And now the flag's going to fly as one of the Brazosport linemen jumped. So now we'll back it up 5 more yards with 19 seconds to go. It's all kind of not premature, but the half is about to come to a close. They're going to take a couple of knees here, or one knee, and that'll be it. But they'll mark off 5 yards against Brazosport. It'll be their 4th flag of the night for 35 yards. So 1st and 15, they're set up to just take a knee and looking to take a snap and close out the first half. And that's what will happen, as Fontenette will take the snap, takes the knee, and that'll be it for the first half. We come back, we'll take a timeout. We'll look at some numbers at halftime, and we'll check on our darn crowd mic and see what's going on. 0's on the clock. Brazosport 21, Lindale 14 at the half when we come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
I'll never forget the day I decided to go out for the football team. Mr. Banks, the JV football coach and my history teacher, asked me to stay after class. I thought I was in trouble. He said, "Hey, Darius, have you thought about going out for football? I think you'd be great." Fact is, I never played football. Fact is, I never had anyone tell me I'd be great at something. So, with no experience at all, I signed up. And a week later, I padded up and was running drills on the field. I never was great, but playing high school sports was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was accepted by my teammates, and I learned that when someone believes in you, you can believe in yourself.
Encourage a student you know to take part in a high school sport. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
You come for the food and you stay for the experience. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, a mile off Interstate 20 on FM 849 in Lindale. Come hungry because the barbecue portions are generous and the atmosphere is the best in East Texas, including live music on the stage in Hackberry Hall. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House combines great barbecue, craft beers, signature cocktails, and live music for a one-of-a-kind experience. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, 15338 FM 849 in Lindale, and on the web at brisketlovetx.com.
Backing the Lindale Football Eagles now as he did back then. Eagle Chiropractic is owned and operated by former Lindale Eagles center, Dr. Shane Allen. A class of 1989 graduate, Dr. Allen is an expert in chiropractic and nutritional health counseling. His expertise in these areas assists him in helping patients reduce and even eliminate migraine headaches, neck pain, back pain, and joint pain of all levels, both acute and chronic. Eagle Chiropractic offers therapeutic exercises, nutritional supplements, and analgesic creams, along with educational consultations and follow-up to assure continued support and confidence in a healthy lifestyle that is pain-free. Eagle Chiropractic, Highway 69 in Lindale, open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturdays. Call for an appointment and consultation at 903-881-5172. Eagle Chiropractic, making people better every day.
If you're looking to advance and improve your baseball or softball skills and overall game with the hopes of moving on to the next level, Marucci Elite East Texas is the premier select organization to do just that. Hi folks, I'm Derek Kraft, current minor league pitcher for the New York Yankees and coach for Marucci Elite. Head coaches Mike Holochuk and Jeff Casey take over 35 years of coaching experience to the field each year, showcasing East Texas's finest baseball and softball talent. Marucci Elite East Texas has proven itself to be the best at directly focusing on player development and the recruitment of its athletes. You can follow them anytime and learn more about Marucci Elite East Texas through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at METXETX. That's METXETX for Marucci Elite East Texas.
It's like moving from an old office into a brand new office. Trade up your current office furniture to brand new furniture from Office Barn in Tyler.
Office Barn buys new and used furniture by the truckloads.
We will also upgrade the look of your office by exchanging your current furniture for new digs.
Maximize your office space with our space planning services, including field measurement, design, and a 3D diagram. Office Barn can even reconfigure existing cubicles for office space.
More desks than the Pentagon. 1,000 plus chairs. Conference room tables, lobby furniture, storage cabinets, cubicles.
I'm John Longcrier. We ship anywhere with next day delivery in East Texas. Buy it in the box and save even more. Discounts for nonprofits, veterans, and first responders. Plus, office moving done right the first time.
Between Lindale and Tyler on Highway 69. Across from the big, big American flag.
You name it, OB stocks it.
Office Barn.
The summer of 2022's been tough on everyone, especially those that were without a top-performing HVAC system. Rose City Air was created by Will Decker and Heath Willingham after they experienced plenty of too little, too late scenarios. With two objectives in mind: service and educate consumers on the most efficient ways to maintain a healthy AC unit correctly the first time and eliminate the anxiety of second and third opinions and repairs. Rose City Air takes the time to show you the complexities of maintaining a top-notch HVAC system while the estimate and assessment is being done. Rose City Air's free estimates, 24-hour no-hassle emergency services, low-cost maintenance agreements, and discounts for veterans, first responders, and educators are why Rose City Air wants to service your home or business whenever the need arises. 903-630-4343 or go to rosecityairtx.com.
You know that old saying that a man's number one job is to protect his family? Well, that's exactly what my dad had in mind when he founded Beeler Roofing in the late 1970s. Well, now it's 2022 and it's still the backbone of why Beeler Roofing continues to take care of families and businesses' new roofs, full roof replacements, and even simple roof repairs. We still welcome a good old personal phone call to set up a free roof assessment, and we take a lot of pride and enjoyment from making our customers feel better about being home. Plus, we can even help you navigate the insurance process. This is Brooks Beeler, Lindale class 1989, and very proud to support your Lindale Eagles again this year. Find us on the web at BeelerRoofing.com or call us at 903-347-8484. Beeler Roofing, our family protecting your family from the top down for over 40 years.
Alford's Tire Break and Alignment is going all in with the 2022 Lindale Eagles. Safety first is not only common sense when it comes to your transportation, it should be the top priority anytime it comes to the overall protection of your family. Safety checks on your basic brake and tire conditions or need for maintenance on your AC system is paramount during the heat of the 2022 summer. Offers Tire Break and Alignment puts the entire family name behind making sure you stay stress-free on the road year-round. You'll find tire replacements for all size tires, even lawn mowers. Lift kits and auto accessories are installed right there. And in some cases, while you wait, Alford's Tire Break and Alignment, Highway 69, 4 miles south of I-20 in Tyler. AlfordsBreakandAlignment.com.
Hey, Doc Deason here, Lindale class of 1990 with Real Edge Real Estate in Tyler. You can find me online at DocDeasonRealEstate.com. You know, after this summer, anything associated with fall is going to be welcome throughout the season, especially Lindale High School football. It's an honor for me to again partner with my friend of 30 years, your play-by-play man, Kenny Smith. There's nothing in this country quite like Texas high school football, and you need to know we're partaking in a legendary pastime right now. But when the game's over, if you need some help with real estate, give me a shout. Don't hesitate. 903-262-8680. That's 262-8680. Again, I'm fellow Eagle Doc Deason. Thanks for listening.
Thanks so much, Doc, as always. Always great to have you as a part of our broadcast and a part of our team, as always. I'm sure we can depend on you at any time anyway. Kenny Smith, Stuart Campion, Kevin Simon, live at the Georgetown ISD Stadium, better known as Bernard Birkelbach Field. We are at the half. Brazosport with a 21-14 lead right now over our Lindale Eagles. Let's take a look at some numbers, kind of back and forth most of the first half, but Stuart, just like we all agreed, turnovers have killed Lindale offensively. Let's look at some numbers, though.
Yeah, but they really haven't done that bad for 3 turnovers, and they're still in the ball game right now. So go ahead and look at, let's say we're going to rushing first. Clint Thurman, 7 carries for 59 yards, a touchdown, but then he had that fumble. Devin Daniels, 4 carries for 19 yards. Marcus Fields, 1 carry for -15. They did that sweep around the end, and it didn't fool anybody, so he lost 15 yards on that 1 carry. Patrick Daniels, 4 carries, 27 yards, and the touchdown. Passing, Clint Thurman, he's 4 for 6, 40 yards, 2 interceptions, and those were first 4 passes. He had 2 interceptions, and he's turned that around. So Marcus Fields had 3 of those catches for 36 yards. Landon Sullivan had 1 for 4, and Devin Daniels had 1 catch for 2. When you're looking at Brazosport, it's pretty much a two-man thing.
Yeah.
Xavier Butler, 12 carries for 66 yards, but 5 of those is for a yard or less on every of those 5 carries. Randon Fontenette, he's the guy. He's carried it 20 times already, 110 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then he's only thrown the ball twice. One was that 22-yard touchdown, and the other one was just a 2-yard pickup. So that pretty much wraps it up as of right now. He had 7. There's 7 rushing first downs and 1 on a penalty for Brazosport.
Well, looking at if they can somehow stop the dynamic duo for Brazosport here second half, and obviously get rid of no more turnovers the rest of the ball game, we're looking at a whole different ball game for Lindale Eagles. Halftime is where we are. 21-14 Brazosport. Second half underway, coming up shortly with OnTheCall.net.
It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout. It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout. It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout. It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alfred's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout. It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alfred's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout. It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alfred's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout. It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout. It's halftime of tonight's game broadcast. Tonight's Lindale Eagle game broadcast is brought to you by Alford's Tire, Rose City Air, Root Construction, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Marucci Elite East Texas, Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate, Beeler Roofing, The Office Barn, and Eagle Chiropractic. The second half will kick off after the short timeout.
We're at the half, 21-14, Brazosport over Lindale right now. Second half kickoff is just around the corner. Kevin Simon, Stuart Campion, Kenny Smith coming to you from Georgetown ISD Stadium. It's Bernard Birkenbach Field, named after a legendary coach here. It is a fantastic field, and accommodations have been marquee here at this press box, and we have enjoyed it. We just had a spectacular spread of full taco bar they set up in the press box. Kevin, I just mentioned to you, and I am curious, it's been successful, and the Lindale Eagles spend a lot of time special teams-wise working on onside kicks. Would you, as a coaching staff, as a coach staff, would you try an onside kick here?
Not right now.
Okay.
I think I kick it and play them straight up. There's little room for error. Again, that team is pretty good at running the football and milking the clock. They're down 7 points at this point. I'd go ahead and kick it, play them straight up, at least for this first possession.
All right, well, they give the ball up as they won the toss and took the football to start the ball game and ran in a touchdown, second play of the ball game, but had it called back from a penalty. And it's taken Lindale this long to get back in it. 21-14, and Seth Baggett will kick it deep. He will squib it. It will hit at the 25-20, still on the ground, picked up at the 10-yard line, and returned by Brazosport, taking it to the far side and out of bounds just inside the 30-yard line. Brazosport export and loses his shoe. It's going to be punter and kicker Edwards that drops a shoe. Michael Edwards loses it at the 30. That's where they're going to sit down at the 29-yard line, and that'll be where Brazosport will take it 1st and 10. The winner of this football game is trying to make their way to take on the Kilgore Bulldogs, obviously with location
And with a district foe in play, Lindale Eagles would love to bring out a victory here and head back to Tyler for a possible matchup with Kilgore in the second one of the season after dropping their district matchup with them as well. 1st and 10, Brazosport, far hash mark. That's where they will start. Fontenette with Xavier Butler behind him. Fakes the handoff and keeps it coming near side. Will string it out to the 32, to the 35, and runs out of bounds at the 37. Kevin, I don't have any idea what Fontenette was trying to do right there, but he looked more like Cam Newton that particular run, not knowing if he wanted to go downfield or not.
Well, and it didn't look like much initially, but he picked up 7-8 yards. Again, just an easy run around the edge of the Lindale defense for good yardage.
Well, I'm not sure if he was trying to bait Levi Thornton on the outside, but Fontenette looked like he could have cut it upfield and got extra yardage, and he just basically just jogged out of bounds at the 37-yard line. So 2nd and 3 from the 37-yard line. He's looking for the snap. Fontenette with dual receivers to the left and right. Takes the snap low, has to pick it up. It's going to be a busted play. Coming back near side, he's got a little bit of a seam at the 25. Bounces back inside 35 to the 40 and out of bounds at the 41-yard line. And a flag and a late hit out of bounds is going to be called on Carson Plunkett.
Well, a great job again by their quarterback, Fontenette, to pick his way through the Lindale defense. Patient run, first of all, for positive yardage and a first down. It looks like they might tack on 15 more.
Well, that certainly could have gone either way there, Kevin. Is Fontenette, you can't tell whether he is trying to move upfield or run out of bounds, but Carson hits him right at the sideline and out of bounds. Did the referee just wave off that flag?
Yeah, it looks like he did.
Okay, well, they're going to move the chains because Fontenette got plenty enough for the first down. Brazosport 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Going left to right, their first down here in the second half. Trips receivers to the left side. Fontenette going to throw it near side and just throws it out of bounds immediately. I'm not sure if that was going to be a stop route to Edwards on the near side, but threw it well behind him and out of bounds. Apologies, it'll be Torek Goins, who was the intended receiver. Goins looked like he was on a go route there.
Yeah, quarterback and receiver not on the same page. That's a good break for the Eagles. Not on the same page there, and Fontenette just threw it behind him and out of bounds.
Well, incompletion, and Lindale will set him up 2nd and 10 after that incompletion. And boy, apologies about this crowd, Mike, y'all. We've got a power supply situation. That thing just sounds like it's about to blow up. 2nd and 10 at the 42-yard line. Fontenette with the snap. Hands off Butler. No, he keeps it. Fontenette got plenty of running room, 45 midfield, and upended into Lindale territory. And now a flag after the play as well.
Again, that's that same play, the zone read that the Eagles have not adjusted to. He pulls it just about every time for good yardage. And then again, we'll get the call on the penalty flag.
Well, it came in almost away from the tackle. And they're going to pick up the flag at the 48-yard line. And Brazosport is moving back. They're going to call a downfield hold against Brazosport. And it's going to give them the ball back, but they're going to mark them back. It'll be a spot foul. Kevin, is that what they're doing?
They're going to spot of the fall call. That's another good break for the Eagles.
So they'll back them up to the 37-yard line. So 2nd and 14 from the 37-yard line. Snap back, Fontenette's going to throw near side. Caught by Goins at the 40. Breaking outside, spin move at the 43-yard line. They still don't bring him down, but knock him out of bounds. Jake Kerbo is out there on the outside line with Michael Shannon, makes the play happen. And Goins gets up across where the original line of scrimmage was and picks up about 6 up to the 43-yard line. 3rd and 9 from there.
A lot of Eagles flying around the football that time, finally forced him out of bounds. 3rd and long coming up, big down for the Eagles defense.
10:46 to go, third period just underway. First possession for Brazosport. Exporters going left to right up 21-14. Snap back to Fontenette, turns around to Butler, hands off, hey, keeps it again. Kates it across midfield, gets popped there and brought down at the 46-yard line. Well, they get the hit on him they wanted, but not until he picks up big yardage down inside Lindale territory at the 46.
On the exact same play, zone read to the left side of the formation. He pulls it every time for big yardage and another first down.
Yeah, I wonder if he and Butler if Butler's getting a little mad about this because he's keeping it an awful lot here.
But it's working, so you stick with it until they adjust and make the play on it. They're going to keep running it.
Wide side of the field, near side with 2 receivers. Slot receiver, no one within 10 yards.
Michael Shannon backs off the wide receiver. Now Fontenette wants to throw. He rolls to the right. Now he reverses his field. Ryan Stanton pursuing, and it'll run out of bounds. Now he just hurls the football forward as he crosses the 46-yard line. And we're going to be interested to see what happens here. The line judge is going to have him out of bounds at the 49, so they won't give him the pass attempt.
It's a good attempt by the quarterback, but good pursuit by Lindale. And, he's going to lose yardage on the play.
Well, back him up 3 yards. Well, the Lindale defense, good coverage, sack there.
Yeah, great coverage, and again, good pursuit on the quarterback as he started out right and then ran left and couldn't find an open receiver.
Well, Kevin, receivers had a lot of cushion, so it looked like Fontenette wanted to go long from the get-go. 9:50 to go. 21-14, Brazosport. Snap back Fontenette. Going to look to hand off. The flag comes down immediately. It'll be a procedure call this time against Brazosport.
Yeah, they're starting to make a lot of mistakes of their own now. That'll back them up another 5 yards.
So another penalty. So they've had 15 yards in penalties thus far here in the third period. And switching sides a bit as Lindale saw a lot of trouble with their first possession of the ball game. And now it moves over to Brazosport, much to the delight of the Lindale fans. Gabe Hart comes jogging off the field. And Joe Richard checking in. Set up with a three-man front on defense. Second and about 18. Fontenette fakes the handoff, coming near side to midfield, bounces it outside to the 48, out of bounds at the 45-yard line. And Ryan Stanton and Michael Shannon, the first two to get over there to him, along with Ryan Betts.
A great job again of running down the quarterback. Didn't allow him to get big yardage on the play. He got positive yardage, but not the big play he's been getting used to throughout this game.
Aiden Warnell comes off the field. Levi Thornton jogs on. And officials are talking to Torek Goins and Fontenette on the sideline.
Yeah, I think Fontenette thought it was a late hit out of bounds, so he's talking to the official. Did not get the call there.
Okay. Well, they got it earlier on the late hit by Carson Plunkett. But they ended up declining that penalty and taking the first down. So they don't take the penalty. So after all of that, we're going to have a timeout for Brazosport. 9:40 to go in the third period. We'll take one here after a word from the UIL.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Texas. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
Well, coming out of the timeout, it looked as though they actually did call a timeout or charge a timeout to Brazosport, but the officials, the umpire and the referee are over talking to Chris Cochran on the Lindale sideline. They're actually out between the numbers and the hash marks. And they continue to discuss something just one-on-one with Coach Cochran. Kevin, does that sound like maybe something the official is trying to warn Chris about?
Probably, yeah. Again, it's close to the sideline or something. Yeah, absolutely. And, he got close on that last one. They have been called for one. Got close on that last one as well. So got to be a little bit more disciplined. Big play coming up on third down.
Well, team football on the sideline now is in unity. The Lindale bench is looking for some support from the home side crowd. Snap back to Fontenette with trips receivers to the left side. Looking left, now he's going to grow, take off up the middle to the 40. Heading to the sideline again to the 35-yard line. And out of bounds at the 36, right on top of the first down marker. They're going to move the chains.
Well, that's a penalty flag. It'll be holding against the Exporters. I think Lindale Eagles will get yet another break. If that's the case, a bad possession so far for Brazosport.
And that was on the way as he was headed out of bounds. Yeah. That was right behind the quarterback.
Yeah, it is holding. So, again, another break for the Eagles.
Oh, my. That's 3 flags for 25 yards already against Brazosport in this third period. 9:34 to go. So that'll be 2 possible first down runs that have been nullified with penalties against Brazosport here. And Lindale defense staying on the field, trying their best to get this football back for the offense here to start this third period.
Yeah, got to make a stop here and get them off the football field and let the Eagle offense go back to work.
Michael Shannon manning up on Goins, who split out wide to the right side. This time that's the short side of the field. Trips receivers top side, faking a handoff. Fontenelle play action. looking to scramble, trying to get out of it, and he finally gets out of some scrum. Still scrambling, coming near side to the 40 to the 35, trying to cut him off the sideline and running out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. And Wyatt Parker will get him out of bounds again.
Yeah, it's another holding call, so I think you back him up again because he got pretty good yardage on the play. Back him up again, another 10 yards, and force him to do it again on third down.
Well, after a while, they may have a discussion inside the huddle or on the sideline, and they may ask Fontenot, listen, you're getting Fontenette, you're going to have to yell something if you're going to keep running without throwing the football.
Yeah, anytime a quarterback changes direction, the offensive linemen tend to grab, and that's exactly what's been happening throughout this possession.
Well, backing them up another 10. Let's see where they're going to set this football. Football will go down at the 34-yard line. So 3rd and 10, 20, 30. 3rd and 30. Lindale defense trying to figure out how to get this football back as quick as they can on a 3rd and forever. An obvious passing down with dual receivers left and right. Wide side of the field is the far side. Handoff Butler. Butler's going far side. Curveball cuts him back to the inside and gets some help at the 40-yard line. And punting situation now forced on Brazosport after 3 penalties on this drive alone.
Well, that's a great job by the defense. Again, they got some help via the penalties, but they'll force a punt. The offense gets their first chance of the second half.
Well, not good body language for Fontenette as he walks off the field in obvious disgust at either them calling a running play there or just not being able to get the football down the field. So Edwards stands at his own 28-yard line. Good snap. Kick is side-footed and is up nicely. Returnable right now at the 32-yard line to the 40. Coming near side across the 40. Breaking a tackle at the 40. 45. Still on his feet. Crossing midfield. A crazy great breaking of tackles. And a big pickup on the punt return. And let's see if that's going to be Shannon in the back. Trying to see who's returning that punt. Holy moly.
Yeah, a couple of great broken tackles, took some big hits, but stayed in bounds to get upfield. And once again, great starting field position for the Eagle offense.
Well, it was that Jalen Hines with the return. Did anybody catch a number? Because I couldn't tell if it was Michael Shannon. Jalen Hines came off the field, got some congratulations from some teammates, but everybody's happy with that return. 1st and 10, Lindale Eagles. Trips receivers to the right. Man in motion. Clint Thurman going to follow him into the hole. Bouncing outside, leaps over a tackler. Clint Thurman, 13 yards up to the 30-yard line. They'll mark him short at the 31. How about that for Clint Thurman for 12?
Well, Thurman did a little bit of everything on that play. Broken tackles, hurdling a man, and they'll move the chains. Great job by the quarterback.
They set up a stacked 4 receivers to the right side. Moriarty in front of Alex Romero, Landon Sullivan. And now the stacked 4 will set up in a diamond to the left side, the wide side of the field. Clint Thurman takes a snap back, going to throw quickly, throws it to Romero. Romero complete to the 30, and he gets a knee down at the catch. Boy, you hate seeing that.
Yeah.
Romero had the catch, had blockers out in front of him, and as he made the low catch on the low throw, the catch on the low throw by Thurman, his knee touched the ground back at the 34-yard line.
Trying to field that low pass and got a knee down. They actually lose yardage on the play.
Well, here they go. 2nd down and 12 after the 2-yard loss on the completion. Thurman sets up Marcus Field to the left side. Wide side of the field is the far side. 4-man front for Brazosport. Thurman with the keeper. Off the tackle. He gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage and dives forward for 2. Still well short of the line of scrimmage down at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, got to believe that the Eagles are in 4-down territory. Again, down a touchdown. And driving the football, got to take advantage of, again, that starting field position.
Still not near the leg strength of a Seth Baggett at the 32-yard line. 3rd and 11. Patrick Daniels in the backfield will move from his left to his right of Thurman. High snap. Thurman's going to follow Daniels into the hole. Breaks it outside to the 30. And just inside the 30, and now decision time here. A Brazosport exporter down at the 35-yard line as Thurman goes across the 30 up to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, it's an easy decision to go for it here. I thought they were already in 4-down territory before the 3rd down play, and they're going to keep the offense out there.
All right, they're going to mark it a little bit short of where I thought he went down. It'll be 4th and 7 from the 28-yard line. Clint Thurman stays in. Dual receivers to the left, to wide side of the field. Thurman looking for the snap. Straight drop back, looking right, going to throw right. Caught. 25 to the 20. First down, Lindale Eagles. Great play. The catch is made by Landon Sullivan. Sullivan with a great catch, flaring out of the backfield or out of that tight end position, and Thurman hits him in stride.
Yeah, a little bit of a waggle look and a wide open receiver in the flats. Good pass for the first down.
Well, first down of the second half for the Eagles. 6:02 to go, third quarter. 21-14 Brazosport. Eagles driving, snap back, handoff, Patrick Daniels right side, followed across the 15, close to the 10, and muscles his way right at the 10-yard line. And this is something that always makes me crazy, Kevin. Patrick Daniels comes down with the ball on top of the 10-yard line. They mark him down at the 12.
Yeah, it's a bad spot, but a good job by the offensive line. They're starting to get a good push every time they decide to run the football.
Well, 2nd and 6. They're only going to give him 4 on the carry. Dual receivers to the left. Marcus Field out wide. Handoff, Patrick Daniels coming near side of the 10. Crossing the 10, bowls his way up inside the 10 up to the 7. And he'll get it maybe a yard short of the first down.
But again, great job by the offensive line. They're starting to win the battles up front in the trenches and push this defensive line backwards.
Well, first time we've seen this all night long. A sustained drive for Lindale as they suffered 3 turnovers in the first quarter and still are within 7 on this drive. 3rd and 1 from the 8, make that the 7-yard line. Devin Daniels checking in now to the left side of Clint Thurman. Clint will follow Devin into the hole, and he is short of the first down as they'll mark him down right at the 7. He may not have gained a yard. Boy, he had a surge and looked like a little bit of some daylight, but broke it outside, and white jerseys surrounded him right there.
Yeah, a little surprised they were going to. Yeah, good. They started to send the field goal unit out. Looks like they were a little surprised by this call. Again, the offense has been, the line has been winning the battle. No, they've sent the offense back out there.
Well, Clint Thurman came off the field to get the play call from Matt Cochran. 4th and 1 from the 7-yard line. Stacked inside. Off shift. Handoff Thurman. Thurman crossing the 5. He gets the first down. Well, Brazosport seems to think they didn't get it, but they got it by a couple of yards. Clint Thurman takes it himself. Physical play on defense by the Exporters, but Clint Thurman's not going to be denied. You give him the ball with 3 guys in front of him.
Well, they got good enough lead blocking from the backs in front of him to, again, to convert for the first down.
Touchdown drive, hopefully, here for the Eagles as they continue to move the ball with 3:50 to go in this third quarter. 1st and goal from the 5. Moving from the right to the left, Patrick Daniels Moriarty. Ethan will set up in the slot left. Daniels to the left. Handoff Devin Daniels. Daniels breaks the tackle, drags a couple of white jerseys. And now flag coming down.
Yeah.
A late flag on a takedown, I think by Petway.
Well, you can't have that happen. Again, you're moving the football. Certainly can't make a play like that if it's indeed against Lindale.
Well, Brandon Petway took his helmet off after that flag was thrown and jogged off the field with his helmet off. So I'm curious what this call is. The flag came down. Brandon Petway took his defender down to the ground. Okay, they're going to call holding. They're going to call holding on Brandon Petway, and that is going to be about 5 yards behind the play, Kevin.
Yeah, it's unnecessary. Again, you can't make, these kind of penalties, and that'll be a costly one. May turn out to be a costly penalty against the Eagles.
Well, Petway came off the field, and Mason Lemmert jogged on to take his place here. Clint Thurman now sets him up 1st and goal from the 15. Gets a jump, free play. Thurman's going to go to the end zone to the far corner. It's caught for the touchdown. Another free play conversion. We have seen this all season long. We've got the flag down at the line of scrimmage. Head linesman will jog over to confirm this is going to be a jump. And Kevin, I know you haven't been with us all season long, but this has happened about a half a dozen times all season. Clint Thurman has been perfect at taking advantage of this free play.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, great job to wait till the whistle blows, got off a fade route to Daniels that time for the touchdown.
Well, it's going to be Ethan Moriarty with the touchdown grab on the right side this time. Moriarty with a spectacular catch about 4 yards deep in the end zone. And again, they take advantage of the free play. He is just Clint Thurman, and the receiving corps has just made this just happenstance to be able to take advantage of the free play every time. Flag goes down on the PAT. It's up and good by Seth Baggett. It's obviously going to be against Brazosport. Offside will be enforced on the kickoff. 21-all. When we come back, we're tied up from Georgetown. Area round playoff. Brazosport and Lindale tied at 21 when we come back.
If you're looking to advance and improve your baseball or softball skills and overall game with the hopes of moving on to the next level, Marucci Elite East Texas is the premier select organization to do just that. Hi folks, I'm Derek Kraft, current minor league pitcher for the New York Yankees and coach for Marucci Elite. Head coaches Mike Holichuk and Jeff Casey take over 35 years of coaching experience to the field each year, showcasing East Texas's finest baseball and softball talent. Marucci Elite East Texas has proven itself to be the best at directly focusing on player development and the recruitment of its athletes. You can follow them anytime and learn more about Marucci Elite East Texas through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at METXETX. That's METXETX for Marucci Elite East Texas.
.316 to go. It was a 15-yard touchdown reception for Ethan Moriarty. And the offside penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. So Lindale Eagles will kick off from their own 40-yard line instead of the 35. Kevin, scoring drive?
That's a great scoring drive. 11 plays, 43 yards, 5 minutes, and 17 seconds.
The most impressive one all night long. And once again, it is a part of resiliency when you can come back from 3 turnovers in the first quarter, and we're back to zeros right now. 21-all with 3:16 to go, and Seth Baggett will kick it deep to the far corner, and it'll be taken at the 5-yard line. Coming near side to the 10, to the 15, to the right to the 20, and still on his feet is Butler at the 21-yard line. That is where the kick return team will take him down at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, that's great kick coverage. Again, the defense will be called out to do exactly what they did the last time around and make a stop.
Well, this has happened a few times. There may be a Brazosport player down over at the 23 or that, or they're huddling up to call the first offensive play of this series. That's what it is. They'll break out of the huddle, calling the play on the field. And coming out, Fontenette will bring out his offense and set it up around running back Xavier Butler, who will stand behind him. He has made his own call and kept the ball instead of handing it to Butler many times here in this third quarter. And a flag comes down at the snap, and Fontenette is not happy. Procedure call again against Brazosport.
Yeah, I thought he'd drawn the defense offsides. That is not the case, and so another penalty goes against the Exporters.
Well, 2, 4, 6 penalties for 45 yards in this third quarter, and there's still 3:05 to go. Lindale defense has really come up strong here, not only making some stops, forcing some penalties, and got the Brazosport offense in a little bit of a quandary right now. Snap back to Fontenette. Going to hand off to Butler this time. Coming near side. Breaks a tackle. Outside. Still on his feet. Stopped at the 21-yard line and wrestled down by Michael Shannon at the 22-yard line. He moves him all the way back to the 15, but Michael having a big night tonight.
Yeah, that's a great job. Got to do a better job, again, with the missed tackles, the broken tackles, but a good reaction by the defense after a 5-yard gain.
Pick up the 5 and get the penalty yards back, so 2nd and 10 from the 22-yard line. Yeah, we're getting a brand new crowd, Mike, for next week. Back and forth, back and forth. Here we go, 2nd and 10. Fontenette's got a man deep as Butler is standing about 2 yards behind him. He'll get the handoff. No, Fontenette's going to keep it himself and comes right up the middle, picks up a short 3 yards. Only up to around the 25-yard line.
Yeah, but that's a better job against the zone read. It has given them trouble throughout this game, and that's a much better job by the Eagle defense.
3rd and 7 now. Under 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Winner of this football game trying to take on the Kilgore Bulldogs next week. In round 3 of these postseason playoffs. In Region 3, snap back to Fontenette, 3rd and 7, straight drop back, got protection. He's going to throw it deep down the middle of the field. Got a man down there and a defender, and incomplete as he overthrows his intended receiver. And Levi Thornton in coverage down there. He was beat by about a step. So he was not in front of the receiver. He was behind him, but he just overthrew Goins and forcing another punt situation here. Lindale about to get the football back.
Eagles got a great job, or did a great job of putting pressure on the quarterback that time and forcing the pass to be overthrown. Nice job by the defense. They'll force another punt.
Now, big shout out to the whole Cooper fan base tonight. Blake Cooper, his brother Craig, their father coached at Brazosport from 1959 to 1970. Ball is actually dribbled back to Edwards, who gets off a decent kick. It hits at the 46-yard line and takes a Brazosport bounce and finally is blown dead at the 37-yard line. Lindale with good field position here, and the fans are on their feet.
Well, again, another opportunity to take advantage of that good starting field position. Lindale has been fortunate in that area. Great starting field position. Have to take advantage of it.
And thanks so much. Again, getting back to the Cooper family. Blake Cooper and I friends for an awful long time, and Blake actually sitting in your chair for a few games years ago, Kevin, after his kind of semi-retirement from coaching, got into administration as well. Snap back to Clint Thurman, hands off to Patrick Daniels. Daniels picks up a couple of hard yards right up the middle and gets it all the way up to the 40. Devin Daniels on the carry, 2 on the carry, up to the 40-yard line. Look at Devin's numbers real quick. Devin's had just sparse play tonight with brother Patrick Daniels back there and Clint Thurman also. He's got 6 carries, 26 yards, Devin does. Taking a look at the sideline. Lindale, the home team tonight, with a pretty darn good contingency of fans who drove all the way to Georgetown to watch this football team play. Thurman turns around, hands off, and unfortunately, Thurman, I think, either stepped on the foot or tripped up Devin Daniels inadvertently, and Devin goes down in the backfield untouched for about a 2-yard loss.
Well, I was really looking forward to see where that play was going. Seems like they had it blocked, or well blocked to the right side of the formation, but I think you're right. The quarterback just tripped him up.
Well, Daniels, boy, he had a little bit of a gauntlet out there in front of him, too. So the trip up will set up a 3rd and 10 now. Dual receivers left and right, ball middle of the field. Daniels goes in motion. Clint Thurman looking down the middle of the field, thrown behind the receiver and almost intercepted. Marcus Field was doing a bit of an in route down the middle of the field, and it goes in and out of the hands of Darius Robertson. Almost picked up a 2nd interception tonight.
Well, the Eagles got a break there. That ball should have been an interception. His crossing patterns to the left side of the formation had a receiver open. In fact, had 2 receivers open, but almost threw it to the next border.
Well, ball goes incomplete. So it'll be a punting situation. Wyatt Parker with his first punt of the night. Wyatt Parker, 14 punts on the season. He's got along of 56 yards, standing at his own 26-yard line. And for the first time, Lindale Eagles have to give it up on punt. It is a short hop punt. Wyatt Parker's going to take off running at 40, 45, and he gets the first down. Crossing the 45 up to the 48-yard line. Wyatt Parker gets the first down for the Eagles. Boy, a fantastic spark and a decision he made, I think, right after the hop.
Well, it's a spot they're going to look at. That's a great call. He's right. They're going to give it to him, but he's right on the sticks. What a great job. Great execution, great call, and they convert.
And my gosh, they needed something positive offensively, and Wyatt Parker just handed it to him.
Wow.
It was a short hop on the snap on the punt. Parker picked it up and looked like a la Sam Peterson years, running to his right, was just going to soccer-style kick, and he saw nothing but green and picked up the first down. Lindale Eagles, 1st and 10 from their own 47. Snap back, going to fake the throw, hands off to Daniels, straight up the middle. Great surge on make that Patrick Daniels. He picks up 8. So Wyatt Parker picks up the first down on the fake punt, and now Patrick Daniels comes in, and at the end of the 3rd quarter, it is a 2nd and 2 when we return. Lindale Eagles, Brazosport Exporters tied at 21. 4th quarter on the way next. You're listening to Lindale Eagle Football with OnTheCall.net.
Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment is going all in with the 2022 Lindale Eagles. Safety first is not only common sense when it comes to your transportation, it should be the top priority anytime it comes to the overall protection of your family. Safety checks on your basic brake and tire conditions or need for maintenance on your AC system is paramount during the heat of a 2022 summer. Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment puts the entire family name behind making sure you stay stress-free on the road year-round. You'll find tire replacements for all size tires, even lawnmowers. Lift kits and auto accessories are installed right there, and in some cases, while you wait. Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment, Highway 69, 4 miles south of I-20 in Tyler. AlfordsBrakeandAlignment.com.
Well, I think we all believe in momentum swings. We may have just seen one for the Lindale Eagles if they can punch this in. Eagles 2nd and 2 from the 45-yard line. This time going left to right. Clint Thurman brings him up with Patrick Daniels to his left. Dual receivers left and right. Moriarty is wide right. Fields wide left. Thurman taking the snap, hands off to Daniels. Daniels straight up the middle. Boy, stumbles again at the 40, but picks up enough for the first down and moving the chains at the 37-yard line.
Well, the Eagles continue to win the battle in the trenches up front, and they're starting to rip off chunks of yardage with each handoff.
Tied at 21. Thurman going to throw it left side off the fingertips. Alex Romero. That may not have gone for very much because Romero was about to get lit up on the outside by Robertson. But it'll fall incomplete. Ball was a little bit in front of Alex Romero, but to the field side where he was running.
Yeah, Exporters were in coverage, as you talked about. Probably not going to pick up much on the play, if any at all. He was about to take a big hit, so not a bad idea for the ball to fall to the turf.
So here we go. A 2nd and 10 from the 37-yard line. Sets up the offense. Landon Sullivan sets up behind the right tackle. This time it looks like Caleb Hart in the backfield behind. It'll be Wyatt Parker with the carry off the left side, and Parker gets cut down from his legs, but picks up about 7 on the run up to the 32-yard line. Wyatt Parker, his second rush of the night. Give him the ball. He just ran for a first down on a 4th down.
Again, they continue to rip off big chunks of yardage. The offensive line is getting it done up front.
Well, a fantastic show of support here in the second half for these Eagles. 11-18 to go in this ball game, and tied at 21. Handoff to Parker again, left side. Breaks it up the field. 20, 15, inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Wyatt Parker pops one out wide open and gets it up to the 15. They're actually going to mark him down. Here we go again, Kevin, at the 17-yard line. They're playing quickly. Dual receivers to the left. Hand out to Wyatt Parker again. Off left tackle to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown! Wyatt Parker into the end zone. A quick touchdown drive after the fake punt by Wyatt Parker. Give him credit for the score.
Yeah, capitalized on that 4th down conversion and the fake punt. What a nice job again by the offensive line as Parker had a big hole to run through that time.
Touchdown in the 3rd quarter, touchdown in the 4th quarter here, and about to take their first lead of the night as they do it 27-21, awaiting the Seth Baggett extra point. Kick is up, and it's good. Baggett perfect again. 28-21 Lindale. We come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with onthecall.net.
Backing the Lindale Football Eagles now as he did back then. Eagle Chiropractic is owned and operated by former Lindale Eagle center, Dr. Shane Allen. A class of 1989 graduate, Dr. Allen is an expert in chiropractic and nutritional health counseling. His expertise in these areas assists him in helping patients reduce and even eliminate migraine headaches, neck pain, back pain, and joint pain of all levels, both acute and chronic. Eagle Chiropractic offers therapeutic exercises, nutritional supplements, and analgesic creams, along with educational consultations and follow-up to assure continued support and confidence in a healthy lifestyle that is pain-free. Eagle Chiropractic, Highway 69 in Lindale, open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturdays. Call for an appointment and consultation at 903-881-5172. Eagle Chiropractic, making people better every day.
The last 2 times Wyatt Parker touched the football, or I guess last 3 if you want to count the punt return. Last 3 carries, 50 yards. Last 2, 38 yards and the touchdown. Parker takes it over from 18 yards out to give the Eagles their first lead of the night. 28-21, Lindale over Brazosport, 10:58 to go. And Seth Baggett has it teed up. 4 split out left and right, 3 in the middle of the field. 2 kickers. Baggett will kick it deep. Near sideline will go over the head, 3 yards deep in the end zone, and the deep kick works nicely. Give me that scoring rundown, Mr. Simon.
Yes, sir. It's another great scoring drive for the Eagles. 10 plays, 63 yards, 2 minutes, and 27 seconds.
All right, 10:58 to go in this one. And Brazosport will huddle up, and Lindale defense back on the field. And it is the only tough thing, Kevin, and you can attest for this, but defense is back on the field. Defense is back on the field. They've been great doing substitutions, but you know what? Sooner or later, get that sustained drive. 21 unanswered points for the Lindale Eagles. Thank you, Stuart.
Yeah, they've got it going again on the ground through the Eagles. They have found a way just to muscle themselves forward for good yardage and a score.
Trips receivers way out to the right side. That's the wide side of the field. Fontenette would snap back. Hands off to Butler. No, he's going to keep it. Fontenette didn't know what to do with it. He kept the football, and I'm not sure he knew what he wanted to do with it. Lindale will stop him for a 2-yard gain. They're saying the ball's loose. Let's see what the umpire says. They're all down on top of it. Lindale Eagles have come up with the ball. Carson Plunkett has it in his hand, and the officials are saying no go.
Yeah, the Eagles.
They were lit up there for a minute.
They were doing their best to sell it. Officials didn't buy it. Great job of trying to sell it, though, and I think you're right, Fontenette. I think he tried to hand that football off, and the running back wasn't expecting it because he hasn't handed it off much tonight. So
Kevin, it just looked like Fontenette didn't. He just went into a shock for a couple of seconds and then took off running. Fontenette takes the grab, the snap, pass is complete to the far sideline to the 32-yard line, complete to Savion Lewis. Lewis with the catch. They don't give him credit for. Looks like about 8 or 9. Make that 5 on the catch. 3rd and 3. Make that 3rd and 2 up to the 33-yard line. Brazosport going right to left. Lindale holding a 28-21 lead. We're down 21-7 at one point. Fontenette waiting for the snap. And snap back is short. He's going to try out the left tackle and picks up the first down, crossing the 35 to the 36, maybe they're going to give him the 37-yard line. So he'll pick it up. He'll pick up 4. He only needed about 1.5 yards.
Yeah, he did most of that on his own. Didn't get a whole lot of help from his offensive line, but a strong push by the quarterback to move the chains.
I'm going to catch up on my first downs here. Get my numbers right. Match up with Stewart's. 9:15 to go in this ball game. Snap back. Fontenette's going to throw right again. Caught at the 35. Makes the move inside to the 40. Still on his feet across the numbers and out of bounds. Great run after the catch by Goins. Goins takes it all the way to the 35-yard line on the reception. The 45-yard line on the catch. It's an 8-yard reception up to the 45-yard line for Goins. Broke a couple of tackles on the far sideline. 2nd and a short 3.
Broken tackles, and he made a lot of people miss on that play for good yardage.
They're going to move over 3 receivers to the wide side of the field, this side to the near side. Fontenette's going to throw it again to the slot receiver, caught across midfield, and once again, Kevin, they're leaving a lot of cushion for those slot receivers. Completion again to Lewis.
Well, give them credit for taking advantage of that cushion on a seam route that time. Just good recognition by Fontenette. The quarterback saw that his receiver was open, got him the football, and they'll move the chains.
Well, you certainly don't want to get beat deep at this time. You're up by 7 finally. So first down for Fontenette and the Brazosport Exporters. Snap back, Fontenette's looking left. Now quarterback draw going to try to take it up. He's going to get flustered out of the pocket and outside the hash marks. He throws it out of bounds after the heavy rush by Ryan Stanton, and also getting on top of him, Joe Richard, with a great rush and a bull rush, but Fontenette somehow got the ball out and threw it out of bounds.
That's still a great play to get rid of the football. He was about to lose 7 or 8 yards on the play. I'm not sure what the official was talking about.
I think he said the ball did go across the line of scrimmage, so that nullifies the possibility of an intentional grounding. Fontenette wants the snap, hands off. Butler, no, he's going to keep it this time, cuts it inside, back out. Blue jerseys around him, but now before he picks up 4 on the 2nd down play up to the 45-yard line of the Lindale Eagles. 7:52 to go in this ball game.
The Eagles doing a better job of containing Fontenette. Again, not allowing him to cut back for big yardage.
Trying to check out these substitutions on the far side. 3-man front for the Lindale Eagles. As Joe Richard comes off the field. 2 receivers left and right. Fontenette wants to throw again. Wants to pass. He gets flushed. Getting tailed now. Will throw it deep down the far sideline. Up for grabs. And it comes down in the hands of a Brazosport Exporter. Double coverage. Jalen Hines is down there along with Aiden Warnell. And somehow the receiver comes down with the football at the 11-yard line.
Both the quarterback and receiver made big plays right there. That play should not have worked. They were in great coverage. He threw it up in the air in double coverage and pulled it off. Not sure how he did it.
Good gracious. I have no idea who caught that pass. Thank you, sir. Michael Hill comes down with that long pass play. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Handoff to Butler, left tackle. Gets stopped by blue jerseys and popped. Jake Kerbel is back there flipping up to try to get off the ground as quick as possible and makes a great stop. You see who else was in there. Jake Kerbel stops him for a gain of 1. Up to the 10-yard line. I'm still blown away by that completion. That ball looked like a punt.
Again, that's just two playmakers making a play because that play should have not worked.
Well, Fontenette just threw it up for grabs, and somehow it came down in between two blue jerseys, and that's where we're at now. 2nd and 9 from the 10-yard line. Fontenette follows Butler, keeps the football, gets caught from behind and popped a couple of times. Tell you what, there's been a good enough physical play inside, Kevin, where it's interesting we have not seen. Fontenette's done a heck of a job holding on to the football, too.
That took another big hit. And trying to run it between the tackles is getting harder and harder for the quarterback to pull off. So, again, good adjustment by the Eagles. They have to keep the Exporters out of the end zone.
3rd and 6 from the 7-yard line. They can get a first down without a touchdown, but the Lindale defense looking to make a play right here. Edwards split out wide to the left for Brazosport. Lindale defense, 3-man front. 3 backers. Faking the handoff. Fontenette gets loose. Touchdown. Right up the middle. Faking the handoff. And, Kevin, you brought this up earlier. They grabbed the fake to Butler. Fontenette just did not want to give the football up and kept it all the way and went right across the 5 into the end zone. Touched one time at about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, he's been beating the Eagles on that zone read all night long. They did a little bit better job of preventing the big play, but that time he's able to get into the end zone.
Well, they're an extra point away from tying this up, but Edwards has had a rough time. Or I should say he's made all of his PATs, but just barely. See if the Lindale defense can get in on a possible low kick. Well, they got a new kicker, so that's why it is. Kick is up and good. That time kicked through by Caden Shoemake. 28 all. Brazosport and Lindale tied up with 5:38 to go in this ball game. We come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
Hey, Doc Deason here, Lindale class of 1990 with Real Edge Real Estate in Tyler. You can find me online at DocDeasonRealEstate.com. You know, after this summer, anything associated with fall is going to be welcome throughout the season, especially Lindale High School football. It's an honor for me to again partner with my friend of 30 years, your play-by-play man, Kenny Smith. There's nothing in this country quite like Texas high school football, and you need to know we're partaking in a legendary pastime right now. But when the game's over, if you need some help with real estate, give me a shout. Don't hesitate. 903-262-8680. That's 262-8680. Again, I'm fellow Eagle Doc Deason. Thanks for listening.
Thanks so much, and a great shout-out to everybody that has hung with us all through this ball game, back and forth for a little while. Here in this second half, we're back tied at 28. Lindale had a short lead at 28-21. Brazosport answered after that almost Hail Mary that came down at the 11. Fontenette took in for his 3rd touchdown of the night, and that's where we're at, tied up at 28. Kick is short. Nobody picks it up. Marcus Field has to get on it, picks it up back at the 17-yard line. He's got a little bit of a seam and gets pulled down at the 25. That was almost absolute disaster for the Eagles. Oh, my.
Yeah, that ball fell into no man's land, and the Eagles are lucky to still have the football. That last scoring drive for the Exporters, 11 plays, 75 yards, 5 minutes and 20 seconds. You know what the Eagles need? They need to drive just like that last one.
5:31 to go here. Fontenette, 29 carries, 161 yards. And 3 touchdowns tonight. The 3-yarder, a 70-yarder, and a 6-yarder earlier. 1st and 10 Eagles looking for an answer here. Tied at 28. Man in motion. Handoff on the sweep. Coming near side. Trying to break outside. Turning the corner. Breaking it back inside. Marcus Field. Good move across the 30 up to the 32-yard line. Well, tried to come to the wide side of the field and got a little bit of daylight and then back into the pursuit a bit. Trying to find a hole. And picks up 7, make it 6 on the carry. So second down and 4 at the 32-yard line of Lindale.
Field made something out of nothing, as you talked about, picking his way once again through that defense for positive yardage.
All right, Romero and Marcus Field split out wide to the left side. That's the wide side of the field. Moriarty by himself, split out wide right. Looking for the snap. Clint Thurman gets the snap. Play clock at 10. Hands off. First man through. Parker, big hole. 40, 45, midfield. He's off to the run. 30, 20, 10. No flags. There's a flag back at the 37-yard line. We'll check the flag. But Parker's just taking it all the way, and this one looks like it's coming back.
Obvious holding call by the receiver downfield. Didn't need it.
Oh, my.
Didn't need it.
You saw it all the way, Kevin.
All the way. Downfield hold on the receiver, and they'll bring it back.
Oh, my gosh. Second touchdown that will come back for penalty. The first one was the first quarter for the Eagles.
Now, the officials are still talking about it. Maybe there's a slight chance they pick up the flag.
Well, looks like Lindale Eagles are saying they're signifying touchdown. The referee, which if we had our crowd mic on, they're going to pick up the flag. Oh, my gosh. How about that? Wyatt Parker with a long touchdown run. That's going to go for 68 yards. Wyatt Parker gives Lindale the lead back. Well, that penalty, they're actually going to say it was against the defense, Kevin.
All right, well, we'll take it.
Referee was just pointing towards Brazosport. So they had to talk about the penalty itself. Seth Baggett will set up for the extra point, and the battery of Cameron Hicks and Clint Thurman will set it up for Seth Baggett, and they get a quick touchdown. Wyatt Parker with a long touchdown run. Not often your punter gets 2 touchdown runs in one game. Snap back from Hicks. It's perfect. Hold is perfect. Clint Thurman holds it down. Seth Baggett perfect again. Parker, 5 carries, 117 yards. We come back. Lindale Eagle football returns with OnTheCall.net.
A showroom almost as big as a football field. Really? Office Barn in Tyler.
A ridiculous amount of inventory at Office Barn. New and gently used office furniture.
More desks than the Pentagon.
Any style of desk imaginable. Desk as low as $50.
Office chairs.
Over 1,000 chairs in stock of all kinds from $20 to $2,000.
Conference room tables.
Biggest selection of new and used conference tables we've had in a long time.
Low cubicle prices.
Really stylish cubicles and workstations with space planning, delivery, and install.
Office Barn in Tyler.
We ship anywhere with next day delivery in East Texas. Buy it in the box and save even more. Discounts for nonprofits, veterans, and first responders.
Between Tyler and Lindale on Highway 69. Across from the big American flag.
Call or text us. It's the same number, 903-881-0340.
Office Barn in Tyler.
Office Barn.
Thanks so much, John Longcrier and the entire Terry family for helping us out with the sponsorship. And the penalty went against Brazosport on the flag that we thought was going to nullify the touchdown. Yeah. They'll take it on the kickoff. So Seth Baggett will kick off from the Brazosport 45-yard line. So here we go. It's going to be an onside attempt, and Brazosport will cover it up at the 32-yard line. So nobody hurt there, but obviously, Kevin, you don't want to give them as good a field position as they have there, but the defense is just going to have to step up for about the 28th time.
And if you're going to try an onside kick, there's little risk right there. Again, they had kicked off from their side of the field, so not much risk that last scoring drive for the Eagles. 2 plays, 74 yards. They did it in 51 seconds, so they didn't burn a lot of clock.
Yeah,
but they got the score.
And you and Stuart just agreed that a great sustained drive would have been great, but you're not going to tell Wyatt Parker to get down if he's freed up like he is there. 1st and 10, Brazosport. 4:40 to go in this one. Flare out pass caught, little screen, broke a tackle at the 28-yard line. Jalen Hines, had him pulled down. Had a good attempt at a tackle in the backfield, and the completion will only go for a yard, as the flare off into the flats is going to be complete, but only a completion of about a yard. So 2nd and 9 from the 34-yard line.
When even with the broken tackle, he only gets a yard on the play, so a credit to the defense to track down the football.
2nd and 9. Handoff, no Fontenette's going to keep it. Has to reverse his field. He had blue jerseys in front of him, reverses his field, got nobody in front of him, will run out of bounds at around the 47-yard line. And we keep looking for a flag back here, as every time he reverses his field, looks like we got a holding call, but no flags down on that particular play.
Oh, what a great play by Fontenette. One of many tonight. Starts out left, there's nothing there. He cuts back, and there's nobody there, so he's able to turn the corner, get upfield for the first down.
Well, that time containment was not good on the backside there. 1st and 10, ball at the 46-yard line. Fontenette straight drop back, getting rushed. Now he's flushed out of the backfield, looking downfield. Now we'll throw it down the sideline to a couple of receivers, and they're going to say incomplete and out of bounds. So, again, a lot of action downfield. Fontenette seems to have pretty good presence when he gets down to the far sideline.
Well, and he almost pulled that off, had a sideline or a receiver on the sideline that almost was able to stay in bounds. He caught the football, but just the foot on the line that time.
Well, incompletion will be 2nd down now. Well, I hate when the excitement kicks in. We got no crowd, Mike. Just killing me. Dual receivers to the right side. Handoff this time. Butler will get it. This time breaks in free inside. Boy, broken tackles, 3 of them. And Butler with a big gainer across the 45 to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, Brazosport. Boy, the tackling has killed Lindale here the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, it's been spotty at best throughout the night. Way too many broken tackles and extra opportunities for their ball carriers.
Well, 1st and 10, again, at the 41-yard line. Fontenette hands off Butler again, tries to break a tackle, trying to reverse his field also, going left to right, comes back, picks up minimal yardage, maybe a couple. They'll get him across the 40 to the 38-yard line. And 2nd and 7, it'll set up there. Clock rolling at 3:15 to go. Lindale with a 35-28 lead. This was a 21-7 lead for Brazosport at one time. Lindale trying to get to the next round of the playoffs here and hopefully play close to home. Faking a handoff. Fontenette's going to keep it himself off right tackle and picks up 3 more yards up across the 35 to the 33-yard line. Ball will stay on the far hash mark. Substitutions defensively for Lindale in and out of the ball game.
Well, he was able to fit through a small hole that time. Not much there, but as he's done throughout the night, he found a way.
Brady Bowman and Caleb Walker both off the field here. 3rd and 2. 3-man front for the defense of Lindale Eagles. Fontenette wants the snap. He's going to carry it coming near side. Gets pushed back. Will try to reverse his field. Drops the football. Picks it back up. And he's sacked back at the 39-yard line. Well, once again, Fontenette, you knew it had to catch up with him after a while, Kevin, where if he decides to reverse his field once or twice, he's going to lose big yardage, and the Lindale defense put a stop on him there, 4th and 8.
Well, the defensive end didn't make the tackle, but he blew up the play. He got upfield and turned the quarterback back inside that time where the rest of the defense could make the play.
Well, Brazosport wants a timeout. We'll take one here as well. 2:02 to go. Lindale defense trying to get the football back for their offense when we come back.
The summer of 2022 has been tough on everyone, especially those that were without a top-performing HVAC system. Rose City Air was created by Will Decker and Heath Willingham after they experienced plenty of too little, too late scenarios. With 2 objectives in mind: service and educate consumers on the most efficient ways to maintain a healthy AC unit correctly the first time and eliminate the anxiety of second and third opinions and repairs. Rose City Air takes the time to show you the complexities of maintaining a top-notch HVAC system while the estimate and assessment is being done. Rose City Air's free estimates, 24-hour no-hassle emergency services, low-cost maintenance agreements, and discounts for veterans, first responders, and educators.
Well, we love you, John Moore, but we got to cut you off real quick. They came back early out of the timeout, so here we go. 4th down and 8. Right to left. Fontenette with dual receivers left and right. Takes the snap. Straight drop back. Getting bull rushed. In traffic. He breaks the tackle, and he gets pulled down at the 39 line of scrimmage. Lindale Eagle defense. Jake Carbo. Wyatt Parker back there. Pull him down back at the 39-yard line. Defense will hold him. They get the football back at a 7-point lead.
2 big plays by the defense right there in that possession. Still a little time left. They have one timeout, 1 minute and 58 seconds left. But a great job by the Eagle defense.
Well, you got to love that. These guys have been shining all year in big positions, big spots, and they get called on all the time to make big plays, and they answer. Clint Thurman brings them out of off the sideline with a 5-point lead, and Devin Daniels 3 steps behind him. 1:58 to go. 1st and 10. Handoff. Devin Daniels left side. Got a big hole. Midfield. 40. Nobody in front of him. They're going to chase him down. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Devin Daniels. How about that? Takes it in from 61 yards out. Oh, my God.
The Eagle offense has dominated pretty much the second half. And once they got going, figured it out, they started to make it look real easy. That's just a quick hitter right up the middle, right over center for an easy touchdown run.
Devin Daniels coming in and picking up touchdown number 8 on the season, and what a great time to do it. Minute 47 to go. Seth Baggett about to give Lindale a 2-touchdown lead. Snap back, Cameron Hicks, perfect snap. Clint Thurman, perfect hold. Seth Baggett, perfect kick. 42-28 Lindale. We come back. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
The summer of 2022 has been tough on everyone, especially those that were without a top-performing HVAC system. Rose City Air was created by Will Decker and Heath Willingham after they experienced plenty of too little, too late scenarios. With 2 objectives in mind: service and educate consumers on the most efficient ways to maintain a healthy AC unit correctly the first time, and eliminate the anxiety of second and third opinions and repairs. Rose City Air takes the time to show you the complexities of maintaining a top-notch HVAC system while the estimate and assessment is being done. Rose City Air's free estimates, 24-hour no-hassle emergency services, low-cost maintenance agreements, and discounts for veterans, first responders, and educators are why Rose City Air wants to service your home or business whenever the need arises. 903-630-4343 or go to rosecityairtx.com.
Well, 21-7 at one point. Lindale Eagles 3 turnovers in the first quarter, their first 3 possessions. It was a little crazy early in this one. They have worked their way all the way back to a 2-touchdown lead now and have absolutely killed the spirits of the Brazosport exporters with 1:47 to go. Just a crazy turn of events. And not crazy, Kevin, we see this every year. Playoff teams either get down, they find their resilience, they find their offense, some positive things start happening, momentum goes their way, and good things start happening.
Well, the offensive line kicked it into gear, really dominated here in the second half, but forget about those time-consuming drives. That's a one-play, 61-yard scoring drive that took 11 seconds.
Forget those long time-consuming
Just
drives,
forget about
okay?
it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know how many times last week, Vider would have 7, 8-minute drives and score a touchdown. Lindale would come back and score in a minute and a half, and we'd have to start all over. 42-28, Lindale Eagles well on their way to playing almost a home game next week against the Kilgore Bulldogs. If they can hold on here, they've just got to make a couple of more plays here, as this is a big play offense. Fontenette straight drop back. Got a man going deep, and he's wide open. Throws it over the head of the intended receiver, and he drops it. The defender got burned by a couple of steps, and the receiver had a touchdown in his mitts. Over the head catch. He tried to pull it in, Kevin, and could not.
Yeah, he almost pulled off a great catch. I didn't think he was going to be able to catch up to the football. I thought it was overthrown, but it's the one thing you can't give up. You can't give up the big play. It's the one thing you can't give up. Make them work for it.
Well, that was a Kevin Simon move he made right there, too, Kevin. That little inside.
Yeah, he was open. That should have,
And blew right by Jalen Hines and got open. Fontenette will try it again. Trips receivers to the near side. Going to throw it deep again up that far sideline. Looks like a punt again and coming down out of bounds. And double coverage out of bounds will still stop the clock. Clock stopped with 1:32 to go, but 2 long pass incompletions for Brazosport. Will set up 3rd and 10, still back at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, much better job in coverage, and the safety was on his way, and that's how you do it. As a safety, at this point of the ball game, nobody gets behind you. You have to be deeper than the deepest receiver, and they weren't. That wasn't the case on the previous play, but on that play they got it right.
Well, 3rd and 10. Fontenette will continue. He'll roll to his right, looking downfield again, trying to go for the home run ball again. We'll throw it deep again, and it's way over the head and dropping an interception, a sure interception. And not happy about that. I think it's Marcus Field back in the defensive backfield that time.
Not an easy catch. It's over the shoulder, but that one should have been reeled in for an interception. But, again, good coverage, good play by the safety.
I'm trying to see, and that is going to be Marcus Field back there. He had an over-the-shoulder.
Yeah, not an easy catch. Yeah. Not an easy catch. Let me stop you short now.
No. Well, both of them were over-the-shoulder attempts, but couldn't pull them in. 4 passes, 1 for 4 for a yard. The last 4 throws for Fontenette. he has struggled here in the second half. First of all, to get time, and second of all, just making judgment calls of taking off a little too early. Dual receivers to the left and right. Fontenette looking for the snap. Flags come down from the back judge. Procedure call. They'll back them up 5.
Yeah, delay a game, I believe, Kenny. They burn too much clock, so they're going to back them up 5 yards. And, again, it's 4th and 15 coming up.
Well, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12th penalty against Brazosport tonight. And my apologies, I have to tack on whatever 15-yarder they committed for the kickoff moments ago. So 13 penalties against Brazosport here in this ballgame. Minute 23 to go. Trips receivers to the left side. Lindale defense trying to hold them 4th and 15, and they will. They get Fontenette down finally and sack him down at the 18-yard line. The Lindale Eagles will take over and will finish up this ball game. They've got a couple of players down at the 18, and Lindale's football, regardless of whether the ball is loose or not. The 4th and 15, Lindale defense will stop Fontenette in the backfield, and they'll take over 1st and 10 from the Brazosport 18-yard line.
Great job by the defense, back-to-back possessions. They turn them over on downs, and now they can take a few knees and get out of here.
Oh, this is the part of the game, Kevin Simon, I will tell you, absolutely kills Stuart Campion, because they will not take the snap under center to take a knee.
Yeah, that you don't see it much anymore.
Nope.
Nope.
So Clint Thurman will take a snap 6 yards deep in the backfield. He'll take a knee. They'll start the clock, and it will probably be 2 more knees here, and this Lindale Eagle football team will move on to round 3 as El Campo took down this football team a year ago. As Lindale finished 7-5 a year ago, second in District 9 4A. They took down Lumberton in the bi-district game a year ago, 56-39, and then lost to El Campo in the area game. 56-42 was the final in that one. But they will head back home with a possible meeting, and it's speculative until we get word, of course, official word from the coaching staff. But the Lindale Eagles will take on the Kilgore Bulldogs in round 3 of postseason in 2022. Our final score, Lindale Eagles 42, Brazosport 28. When we come back, Lindale Eagles move on. We return. Lindale Eagle football continues with OnTheCall.net.
I'll never forget the day I decided to go out for the football team. Mr. Banks, the JV football coach and my history teacher, asked me to stay after class. I thought I was in trouble. He said, "Hey, Darius, have you thought about going out for football? I think you'd be great." Fact is, I never played football. Fact is, I never had anyone tell me I'd be great at something. So, with no experience at all, I signed up. And a week later, I padded up and was running drills on the field. I never was great, but playing high school sports was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I was accepted by my teammates, and I learned that when someone believes in you, you can believe in yourself.
Encourage a student you know to take part in a high school sport. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
You come for the food and you stay for the experience. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, a mile off Interstate 20 on FM 849 in Lindale. Come hungry because the barbecue portions are generous and the atmosphere is the best in East Texas, including live music on the stage in Hackberry Hall. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House combines great barbecue, craft beers, signature cocktails, and live music for a one-of-a-kind experience. Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, 15338 FM 849 in Lindale, and on the web at brisketlovetx.com.
Backing the Lindale Football Eagles now as he did back then. Eagle Chiropractic is owned and operated by former Lindale Eagle Center, Dr. Shane Allen. A class of 1989 graduate, Dr. Allen is an expert in chiropractic and nutritional health counseling. His expertise in these areas assists him in helping patients reduce and even eliminate migraine headaches, neck pain, back pain, and joint pain on all levels, both acute and chronic. Eagle Chiropractic offers therapeutic exercises, nutritional supplements, and analgesic creams, along with educational consultations and follow-up to assure continued support and confidence in a healthy lifestyle that is pain-free. Eagle Chiropractic, Highway 69 in Lindale, open Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturdays. Call for an appointment and consultation at 903-881-5172. Eagle Chiropractic, making people better every day.
If you're looking to advance and improve your baseball or softball skills and overall game with the hopes of moving on to the next level, Marucci Elite East Texas is the premier select organization to do just that. Hi folks, I'm Derek Kraft, current minor league pitcher for the New York Yankees and coach for Marucci Elite. Head coaches Mike Holichuk and Jeff Casey take over 35 years of coaching experience to the field each year, showcasing East Texas's finest baseball and softball talent. Marucci Elite East Texas has proven itself to be the best at directly focusing on player development and the recruitment of its athletes. You can follow them anytime and learn more about Marucci Elite East Texas through Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at METXETX. That's METXETX for Marucci Elite East Texas.
It's like moving from an old office into a brand new office. Trade up your current office furniture to brand new furniture from Office Barn in Tyler.
Office Barn buys new and used furniture by the truckloads.
We will also upgrade the look of your office by exchanging your current furniture for new digs.
Maximize your office space with our space planning services, including field measurement, design, and a 3D diagram. Office Barn can even reconfigure existing cubicles or office space.
More desks than the Pentagon. 1,000 plus chairs. Conference room tables, lobby furniture, storage cabinets, cubicles.
I'm John Longcrier. We ship anywhere with next day delivery in East Texas. Buy it in the box and save even more. Discounts for nonprofits, veterans, and first responders. Plus, office moving done right the first time.
Between Lindale and Tyler on Highway 69, across from the big American flag.
You name it, OB stocks it.
Office Barn.
The summer of 2022 has been tough on everyone, especially those that were without a top-performing HVAC system. Rose City Air was created by Will Decker and Heath Willingham after they experienced plenty of too little, too late scenarios, with two objectives in mind: service and educate consumers on the most efficient ways to maintain a healthy AC unit correctly the first time and eliminate the anxiety of second and third opinions and repairs. Rose City Air takes the time to show you the complexities of maintaining a top-notch HVAC system while the estimate and assessment is being done. Rose City Air's free estimates, 24-hour no-hassle emergency services, low-cost maintenance agreements, and discounts for veterans, first responders, and educators are why Rose City Air wants to service your home or business whenever the need arises. 903-630-4343 or go to rosecityairtx.com.
You know that old saying that a man's number one job is to protect his family? Well, that's exactly what my dad had in mind when he founded Beeler Roofing in the late 1970s. Well, now it's 2022 and it's still the backbone of why Beeler Roofing continues to take care of families and businesses' new roofs, full roof replacements, and even simple roof repairs. We still welcome a good old personal phone call to set up a free roof assessment, and we take a lot of pride and enjoyment from making our customers feel better about being home. Plus, we can even help you navigate the insurance process. This is Brooks Beeler, Lindale class 1989, and very proud to support your Lindale Eagles again this year. Find us on the web at BeelerRoofing.com or call us at 903-347-8484. Beeler Roofing, our family protecting your family from the top down for over 40 years.
Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment is going all in with the 2022 Lindale Eagles. Safety first is not only common sense when it comes to your transportation, it should be the top priority anytime it comes to the overall protection of your family. Safety checks on your basic brake and tire conditions or need for maintenance on your AC system is paramount during the heat of a 2022 summer. Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment puts the entire family name behind making sure you stay stress-free on the road year-round. You'll find tire replacements for all size tires, even lawn mowers. Lift kits and auto accessories are installed right there. And in some cases, while you wait, Alford's Tire Brake and Alignment, Highway 69, 4 miles south of I-20 in Tyler. AlfordsBrakeandAlignment.com.
Hey, Doc Deason here, Lindale class of 1990 with Real Edge Real Estate in Tyler. You can find me online at DocDeasonRealEstate.com. You know, after this summer, anything associated with fall is going to be welcome throughout the season, especially Lindale High School football. It's an honor for me to again partner with my friend of 30 years, your play-by-play man, Kenny Smith. There's nothing in this country quite like Texas high school football, and you need to know we're partaking in a legendary pastime right now. But when the game's over, if you need some help with real estate, give me a shout. Don't hesitate. 903-262-8680. That's 262-8680. Again, I'm fellow Eagle Doc Deason. Thanks for listening.
Thanks so much, Doc Deason, and thank you, everybody, for being a part of our broadcast tonight. Fantastic showmanship on the Birkelbach Field scoreboard, the big video screen. 4A Division I, Region 3 area champ, Lindale Eagles. Team continues to take photos and celebrate on the field of play right now behind a couple of touchdown runs by Wyatt Parker, his 4th and 5th touchdowns of the season on the ground. Devin Daniels with his 8th touchdown run tonight. Ethan Moriarty, Clint Thurman, and Patrick Daniels finishing up the touchdowns. Patrick with his 8th touchdown on the ground. He's also got 2 receiving touchdowns on the season. And Clint Thurman right now with his 16th touchdown run on the year. And that is how it ended up with the Lindale Eagles taking down Brazosport. 42-28 is our final. Let's look over our numbers real quick with Stuart Campion. You got busy in the second half, my brother.
I sure did here, and sorry about that. Hey, well, I got a number for you real quick. They scored 42 points on a total of 47 plays.
Yeah. You see the addition this guy does?
Yeah, and then
no
we got,
calculator. Great.
And Brazosport had 67 plays and only scored 28 points, so it was definitely Lindale. Okay, I'm going to do this quickly here. Clint Thurman carrying the ball 14 times for 69 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 fumble. Devin Daniels, 8 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown. Marcus Fields, 2 carries, 9 yards. He had that 15-yard loss in the first quarter. Or second quarter, and then he went ahead and he's got the extra carry there to get 9 yards. Wyatt Parker, 5 carries, 114 yards and a touchdown. Patrick Daniels, 7 carries for 41 yards and a touchdown. Clint Thurman only threw the ball 11 times so far. I think this is probably the lowest number output that I've seen this year.
Yeah.
7 for 11, 64 yards, a touchdown, but he also had 2 fumbles. Marcus Fields was 4 for 38. Ethan Moriarty, 1 reception for 15 yards with a touchdown. Landon Sullivan, 1 catch for 4 yards. Alex Romero, 1 catch for -3. And Devin Daniels had a catch for 2 yards. Let me bounce on over to the Brazosport guys. Xavier Butler. He had 17 carries, only 47 yards. They shut him down. He had several carries that were less than 1 yard. I mean, we're talking about 8 of them.
Yeah, I think his quarterback shut him down in the second half.
Yeah,
by not giving him the ball.
Yeah, he hands it to him, then takes it back.
Yeah.
Okay, Brandon Fontenette. 36 carries, 170 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. So the only 2 guys that carry the ball. Then in the air, he was 8 for 14, 75 yards with 2 touchdowns. Savonian Lewis.
There you go.
I'll never get it. 5 catches for 47 yards, and Torrey Goins, 3 catches for 36 yards, and he did have a touchdown.
Yes.
So
Savonian, that's French, I think. French
Savonian.
I don't know.
It's Greek to me.
It's Greek to you. Congratulations, Lindale Eagles, moving on to the next phase. What was it in the second half?
Well, it's really simple. Lindale turned the football over 3 times in their first 3 possessions. Since then, they scored touchdowns on their last 6 possessions.
Yeah.
So what that tells me is they were beating themselves in the first half. And once they got that fixed, they started beating the other team.
Yeah.
And it got to be really easy. I think the offensive line did a great job. The defense was, played well enough to keep them in the ball game until they got it turned around.
All right, the one thing you were most impressed with what you saw offensively from this team, obviously it took them a while to start clicking and to start doing things the way they normally do.
Yeah, it's a lot of things you like to see. Of course, they had some balance on the offensive side of the ball, but if you're going to make a deep run of the playoffs, you got to be able to run the football. And the offensive line, I thought once they stopped turning it over, they dominated up front against 6 straight touchdowns.
Yeah.
And they got it going. And so if you can run the football that way, and again, the defense got it going, made some adjustments against the quarterback who had a couple of big plays. Once they slowed him down, they took off.
All right, well, we're going to be without Alan Phillips for the next couple of weeks after some carpal tunnel surgery. And the guy's going to be out for a while. We'd like to have you back next week.
Man.
But you got to drive yourself to the stadium, okay?
Oh, no, man.
No, I ain't picking you up.
That's too
I
far
ain't
drive
picking you.
for
I'm
me,
not
man.
going to that
Pick me
neighborhood
up.
anymore. I'm not going to your neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's a possibility we may be playing at Rose Stadium next Friday night. We won't get the official word till we hear from the coaches, of course, but that's their preliminary assessment. Is there a possibility we may see a Lindale-Kilgore matchup at Rose Stadium?
I think that'd be great. Great playoff atmosphere right there in Tyler, and it should be a good football game.
And you know, as many times as you've covered Tyler Legacy and TJC over the years, when it's local football, people will come to the stadium wherever, it doesn't matter who's playing.
Especially if it's playoff football, and we're talking third round here, so it's going to be a big game and a great atmosphere.
Yeah, well, we love it like that, by the way. So, hey, guys and girls, we appreciate you sticking around. A big win for Lindale Eagles, 42-28 final. They take down Brazosport in the area championship. For Stuart Campion and Kevin Simon, until next week, and the absent Alan Phillips, we love you guys and girls. Good night, everybody, from Bernard Birkelbach Field in Georgetown.
Tonight's broadcast of Lindale Eagles football is brought to you by Rose City Air, Ironworks Web Design, Albert's Tire, Brisket Love Barbecue and Ice House, Root Construction, Eagle Chiropractic, Beeler Roofing, Marucci Elite East Texas, The Office Barn, and Doc Deason Real Edge Real Estate. Copies of tonight's game broadcast at onthecall.net. And all 2022 season games can be purchased from onthecall.net at any time the day after each game. OnTheCall.net and its supporters encourage all fans to make every opportunity to become involved in any child's education, enrichment, or any extracurricular activity they have a passion for. Thank you for joining us for Lindale Eagle Football with OnTheCall.net, streaming East Texas high school sports one game at a time.
You can't see it. I know you can't see it.